What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the panel. We in for a good episode. We got to recap Game 3 of the NBA Finals and why it went down the way it went down. Look forward to Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Talk about whether we got a sweep on our hands or not. And it's a couple other things that's going on around the association that we absolutely need to talk about. Right from the jump, though, fellas. Are the Celtics just too good?
I think so. I do. I think so. I just think that they just better all the way around. Before the series started, I said that the Celtics' best defense is their offense. Consistently put Luka in action, make Luka guard, and make him guard consistently, which he's not going to do. If I'm not mistaken, I just read a stat today that Luka's got almost a 68% blow-by rate. Ooh. That's almost 70% of the time that he's standing in front of people, he's getting blown by. That's a cone. That's essentially a cone. So that's 5-on-4, basically. So with that being said, if you consistently do that with him, you put them in such a bind because now it's 5-on-4. And then on top of that, Luka's ability to not foul because he's frustrated because he's getting blown by, that's putting them in an even bigger bind. So you couple all of that with what the Celtics have been doing, I just feel like they're better.
Wow. Hey, by the way, hello, everyone. Good to see you all. Hello, my African-American and Black gentlemen, everybody in the chat that is not of either demographic. Chill. Haven't seen you since Monday. Haven't talked to you actually since yesterday.
Still trying to figure out. This is Ron. Apparently, this is my best friend. I've called him. I don't get a call back.
You have to say apparently. Hello, Ron.
I leave messages. I don't get a call. This is my best friend, by the way.
What's up, Mars?
This is not what happens. This is not what happens.
Y'all not best friends if you don't got Swiper's other number.
Oh, the wrong numbers.
Other number. And then what's up, Ticket? Ticket, you there?
Yeah, what's good?
What up, bro? Yeah, how? I'm not gonna lie to you. Hey, I remember. I think I said I thought Celtics. Cause we haven't talked in a minute. I thought Celtics leaning 4-1, but I picked 4-2 just out of respect. But dude, this is. I'm chill. I'm asking you because you're the historian. You're the elder of the community. Even though you act just like us. You act like you're in your 20s.
I do not.
Yes, you do. No, yes, you do. Yes, you do. When you troll, we know what you're doing. So, is this the worst? And this is a legit question. Is this the worst performance in terms of like an exposure, like a weakness being highlighted? Is this the worst you've seen this happen to a superstar level player in recent history, or
no? In 2007 with James.
In James, you talk. Well, yes. The jump shot. You talking about the jump shot stuff?
Yes, with the jump shot.
But I don't feel like. But maybe I was just young. I just don't feel like that was like it was a talking point. But it was like you just got to get a jumper.
It was obvious it was something that had to change. What watching him and his ability not to consistently knock down open shots, and not just that, his ability to read defenses and make decisions. It was obvious he had flaws in his games, and his jump shot was the biggest one.
But that's that's something you can directly like. He just wasn't a jump shooter at that point.
Sure.
And then 2011, I think obviously when he sank, averaging 18 points a game or whatever else it was, trash.
Sure.
But I feel like even then, like there was like development maturity thing. I think LeBron was just being too passive. But Luka is legitimately not playing defense. And then I think on the other end of this, it's the complaining and the stuff that we've already talked about. It's the complaining, the constant crying, constant whining, constant looking at the referees, sitting on the court in the NBA Finals, chill, while there's real basketball being played to get back in the series 2-1, still arguing on the floor. More than once. And then on the other end, it's not like just a blow by. It's like you can get blown by in the NBA. These dudes are really freaking good. But it's the rotations. It's like the connectivity, the movement. And then when he gets an obvious foul, I think he picks up 4 fouls in like, I don't know, I don't know, Mars, you remember correctly. It was like an 9-minute span or something like that. And then the last 2 fouls he had, it was the hook. But then it was to literally try to like just step in front of a player.
The fifth foul was terrible.
It doesn't make no sense.
That was terrible.
It didn't make any sense.
That was absolutely awful.
So hold on. Awful on what? You talking about when Jaylen Brown hooked him, right?
He basically tackled him.
Yeah,
that's essentially what he did.
Because
Y'all think that was a foul on Luka?
Yes, and then he's complaining about it.
His arm out. Luka stuck his knee and arm out to prevent movement.
I thought that was a foul on Jaylen Brown.
What were you looking at, Ron?
I think Jaylen was responding though.
Luka was there. He had his position. Now, if you
No,
felt like
remember,
Luka leaned on him, okay, I can see that. But I thought
Luka stuck his leg out. He stuck his leg out too to prevent him from going hip side.
I didn't see the leg part. I did see he had his arm there, and I did see Jaylen Brown hook around his arm.
It could have been either. I mean, it could have been either. I think they just saw that Jaylen was being physical in response to Luka's body position. Is what I think they were looking at.
So let me ask you guys this really quickly, and I want you guys to chime in on this. When you see championship units, what's the one thing that you see from everybody?
Buy-in.
One more time for the people in the cheap seats.
Buy-in. Everybody buy into their role.
That means commitment. That means we're committed. All of us. We're all on the same page. There was a stretch in that game, and Mars, I know that you hate this because when your star player is as good as Luka is, when your star player is as good as Luka is, you can't afford to have him off the floor with that kind of offense for a long period of time. But there were stretches where I felt like get Luka off the floor.
Right.
And the reason why I felt like get him off the floor is because I think he needed to sit down and he needed to see the effort from his guys and see how bought in they are to at least competing on the other end of the floor.
Something.
At least competing. I'm not necessarily saying that Luka's got to we get so wrapped up in the hezzy tween and we get wrapped up in the aesthetics of offense and it looks so great instead of actually recognizing what wins basketball games. And I can tell you what doesn't win basketball games. You and me going back and forth. That doesn't win basketball games. Eventually, one of us has to stop. Eventually, one of us has to be committed to making the plays necessary in order to win. And I felt like there was a stretch during that game where Luka should have been on the bench. Luka, you need to sit over here and see your guys committed on the defensive end of the floor. Even if they aren't completely stopping the Celtics, you see the effort from PJ Washington. You see Daniel Gafford trying. You see these guys actually trying as opposed to you consistently barking to the refs. What you're doing is you throwing your unit off because they're following you.
And
you are the guy that they're following. You are the guy that they feed off of. Kyrie Irving can only score but so much. So I was really disappointed in him.
He got 8 points, I think, in the 4 quarters combined so far. And again, some of that's game script and game flow. So like it's not everything, but he's shooting terribly. He clearly looks gassed. He's clearly fatigued. But I think more than anything, Chill, and I mean this with all due respect, and Ticket, and you were both older, so you can speak to this, but he just looks like a kid. He still acts like a kid. Like he still acts as if he's a kid and he can do whatever he wants. He can get away whatever he wants, and it don't matter. There's no. I think for Luka, the next step of his development has to be, I have to stop making everything about me. I have to stop making everything about me because I think the arguing and the complaining and the whining, that has to go because I don't care what y'all say. That would have a terrible impact on your team consistently if this is all you're doing. And then on top of that, y'all, if he's getting blown by on literally the Celtics game plan is we're going to bring you into every action
after him,
and we're going to go by you on every single possession. And then we're going to make everybody else play defense while you're standing behind the play. And then on top of that, if I'm your teammate and I know that you're not giving maximum consistent effort, and then on the other end, if you get fouled, you're going to stay down here and complain and cry or stay on the ground. That stuff is like, that's kid stuff. Like that's stuff you do when you in high school. But the thing is, Chill, whoever, I don't know if anybody in the organization can legitimately challenge him at this point because he's so freaking good. He's so talented.
That's the problem right there. That's the problem right there. Like what you just said. And Ox can attest to this. Then what am I doing here as a coach? Why am I here? What exactly is my role if I can't challenge you? What exactly is I don't have to be Stan Van Gundy, or I don't have to be Bobby Knight. No, I don't have to do that. But at some point, I mean, somebody has to get in his face and tell him what he's doing wrong, as opposed to just allowing it to happen. Mars, Jaylen Brown, 27 feet away from the basket, ran down the gut and punched it on 2 guys. Luka is the other help.
Right.
Luka is the other help. Luka just let him walk right past him. That's defense fundamentally knowing I got to help that. Instead, Luka is so concerned with getting back to the basketball that defense is not necessarily a top priority. That goes back to buying in to what we're trying to do. I can appreciate the logic that Boston is better. I can appreciate that they have better personnel. I feel like they're better coached. I feel like they got better schemes. But when your star player, when your superstar player is consistently being hunted, at some point, the effort has to be more consistent. And with Luka, it's not, and it's killing them.
Yo, Mars, would you like to chime in? I would like to hear your, as you would say, humble opinion on what happened last night.
I think it's more than just Luka's defense, but I get why that's the talking point, especially with the fouling out, which it was criminal. I'm not even gonna lie. Some of the fouls he was committing. There was the frustration foul after he missed the floater on Derek White.
That's foul number 4, Mars, by the way.
That
That's
can't happen. That's a bad foul. Then obviously the 5th one I get is up in the air, but still. And then the 6th one, I don't even know why. I've been saying long time ago, I don't understand Luka's obsession with trying to just hip check people as defense. I've been saying that for as long as I can remember. I've been up here. I don't understand why he keeps trying it. But trying it when you have 5 fouls is, we talk about basketball IQ all the time, and we say like all these great playmakers are high IQ. That's a low IQ play. So that right there. And then he's getting mad at the bench for not challenging. He's yelling at them. Like, that's your fault, buddy. But away from just him fouling out, Dallas have a lot more issues than just Luka's defense. Yeah. No one can stay in front of anyone. It's not just Luka. Yeah. Now, they are hunting Luka excessively, and rightfully so, but no one can stay in front. PJ Washington can't stay in front. Derrick Jones can't stay in front. Kyrie can't stay in front. They bring in Dante Exum. He can't stay in front. Tim Hardaway Jr. told you he can't play. Criminal performance.
Who told him to play?
That was the adjustment we were calling for after game 2. That was the... Okay, they tried it. It didn't work. They tried it. It didn't work.
What are you, minus 16? What are you?
Minus 2 billion. He couldn't... Him playing didn't work. Jaden Hardy was criminal and he played like 3 minutes. He should have played 0 minutes. He was atrocious too. So it's more than just Luka's defense. So I understand why we're harping on it. But I think Boston came out slow. And maybe this is where I guess Dallas fans are going to get mad at me. I don't think they came out slow because Dallas did anything special on defense.
I don't think they did either.
I think Boston went away from what they've had success doing.
They keep doing that.
They stray away from like success. Some of it is, I think, they experiment to see what things will work and what things don't, and they end up either going down or giving up runs and all those things. So there's that, and I think Dallas did a good job of executing. Okay, I think the whole series has been played on Boston's terms, and what I mean by that is even when Dallas are having success, it's the success Boston are willing to live with. And what I mean by that is they want Kyrie and Luka to isolate. They are inviting isolation. If Luka and Kyrie score, they're fine. I think, what was it last night? Kyrie scored 35 on like 29 possessions. Yeah. They'll live with that. Luka scored 27 on like 28 possessions. They'll live with that. Like if they have those two using up 58 possessions to score whatever 65, 70 points, they'll live with that outcome. That's something Boston are willing to live with. The above the break threes that they get. Yo, go ahead.
Can I ask you what's Dallas's terms? Like if Jason Kidd was to come up here and be like, we're switching the game and we have the ability to switch it to our terms, what is their terms?
It's high pick and roll. Luka getting 2 on the ball like he normally does. Now we're getting lobs. We're forcing the defense to be in rotation so Luka can manipulate the 4-on-3 advantages, the 2-on-3s, or the corner threes. On their terms is Luka's drawing 2 on the ball. That's their terms. Their terms is Luka creates a numbers advantage. We have the vertical spacing at the rim. We have the corner shooters who are comfortable in the corners, DJJ and PJ. That's Dallas's terms. Unfortunately,
and defensively, they turn you into a one-on-one offense.
One-on-one offense, and they have help at the rim constantly.
Right.
And I will say, and that's one thing, I think Jason Kidd has done a better job of trying to keep a big near the rim. Now, Boston have countered against that many times, and I took excessive amounts of notes on this game because it was very fascinating. But while it's on Boston's terms, they're conceding threes to guys who PJ made like 3 threes. One of them was in the corner, I think. That's one. It was Al Horford. Al Horford strayed away from the game plan. He helped. Shouldn't have helped. Joe Mazzulla wasn't happy about that. Al Horford said, "My bad." Never happened again. So they gave
just a mature team.
Yeah, like they understand the game plan, and that's why I think like Joe Mazzulla is a good coach, but we're gonna be like, oh, anyone could have won. I don't care. Joe Mazzulla's poised to where if Dallas go on a run, as long as Boston are executing within their game plan, he'll live with the run.
But Mars, I think that speaks to though is that they are quite simply not afraid of Dallas's best at all. I think that's what's giving him so much confidence. They just, I mean, you tell me if you watch the game, like just from the start of the game to the end of the game, even if it gets tight, they just don't seem like they're even afraid that whatever they do, they're going to have an answer for it, and they don't have the personnel to put us in a bad spot.
Yeah, so like if Boston, like they went down 9-2 and Mazzulla called the timeout,
which was a good timeout too.
Great timeout. But Mazzulla, and if you know, like people get mad at Mazzulla for not using timeouts. Mazzulla only calls timeouts if Boston aren't executing the way they're supposed to. If they're losing but they're getting the shots they want, he's not gonna call a timeout. If they're losing but they're doing the things they need to do on defense, but teams are making shots, he's not gonna call a timeout. He calls timeouts when Boston. I agree, but I mean, hey, bad coach. But Boston, but they came out of that timeout, immediately executed a great play that just completely nullified the big at the rim. But they've been doing that all night. So, and then they go on their run. They closed the first quarter extremely well because Luka wanted to flop on a three. They ended up getting, and then Sam Hauser ends up getting a three at the top of the key. So
wide open, by the way.
It was a 6-point game. It was a 6-point game.
Was that off the Luka off ball?
In transition, it was wide open.
Yeah, if I Luka gets, I think it's an ISO and Al Horford, if I remember correctly. Luka gets a Luka ISOs. He steps back. He shoots the three. Al Horford closes out. The shots already hit the rim, and then Luka flops like he got hit in his landing space. He didn't. Then Boston come up the other way. It's a 5-on-4. Sam Hauser hits a three at the top of the key. Then Dallas come down again. Luka takes another shot. He flops again, and now Dallas are cross-matched in transition. PJ Washington's looking at the ball instead of getting back. Jayson Tatum leaks out. They have an outlet to Jayson Tatum for a dunk. They were up 6 with 30 seconds left in the quarter. They ended up going into the second quarter up 1. Ending quarters like that is unacceptable. That's just terrible. And then you go on through the rest of the game. The second and third quarter, Boston executed beautifully. In the third quarter, I swear, they ran the same play 8 straight times.
I counted 5, Mars.
They ran every time they were in the half court. The only times they didn't run it was when they were in transition. Every time they were in the half court, they ran the same play. I don't know what the play is called, but their symbol for it is this. That's what they ran 8 straight times. It's empty side pick and roll.
Don't fix it.
It's empty side pick and roll with guards and either JB or JT. The big on the slot is going to set a back pick for the ball for the Derek White or Drew at the top. He's going to flare out, and they're going to get empty side on one side, and then they're going to have someone in the weak side corner. They basically have 5 out, and then Gaffer's going to roam all the way from the corner to try and plug up the gaps in this empty side pick and roll, and then they have like 18 different counters out of that same action. They scored like 7 out of 8 times, and the one time they didn't score, they missed an open 3. They destroyed Dallas in the third quarter with 1 play. I don't know.
Run it again.
They
run it again.
Ran it.
That's when they went up 20.
Yes.
Run it again.
They ran the same play 7 or 8 straight times.
It's a coaching advantage, but again, I think also too what we said. Some of us said going to that's also a personnel advantage. They physically cannot stop us from doing what we want to do. Like even if you make an adjustment, you just do not have the athletes and personnel to keep doing this on a possession by possession basis consistently. And I think having Drew Holiday, bro, even Sam Hauser, I just think they scared a lights out of them.
He did a good job on Luka.
He can defend. He's not a mismatch.
Right.
I said, I took a bunch of notes on this game.
Yes,
I think I had the note Hauser is not a mismatch about 9 times.
Yes.
He can defend. The only reason he's considered a bad defender is because he's a white shooter.
That's it. That's the only reason why.
There's only one good white defender in the league for most people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sam Hauser can defend. He's not a mismatch.
Can,
Peyton Pritchard is a size mismatch, but even he can defend. They don't put anyone out there who can't defend.
If Sam Hauser was bronze color, then everybody would call him all the NBA defender. So we know what this is.
Sam Hauser.
That's how it works. We've had
no, like that.
We've had that conversation before about guys like John Stockton. You know, like John Stockton would be way more respected, possibly a top 15 player all time if he was just If he was Swiper, if he was your color, Swiper, he
me and Ron, yeah, me and Chill's color. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
he was
exactly.
100%.
Yo, Ticket.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What up, dog?
What's up, man? You've been hearing us talk for 20 minutes. I want you to chime in and give your take on what you seen last night and overall over the series, and counter anything that anybody said today or agree with them.
No, I agree with a lot of what everybody was saying. It's just I feel a little slightly differently. I feel like last night was kind of a game where I saw Luka go into what I saw Kobe do before, which is you lose complete confidence in your teammates and you're going to try and do it all by yourself instead of giving your teammates at home a chance to breathe. I don't think that he gave his guys a chance to be successful last night. Early in that game, I thought Luka was just forcing the issue offensively all night long, and I think that nuked his teammates. But you had a guy like Kyrie that was playing well. Luka was still trying to force the action instead of saying, you know what, Kyrie's got a good hand going right now. Let's kind of play through him. No, he still wanted to do it his way. I felt like in games 1 and 2, I could understand you're on the road. That's the type of game you're playing. You're not really trusting your guys. But at home, that's when guys get involved. That's when you get those lively dunks. That's when you get those Gafford alley-oops. That's when you get other guys going. And they showed a flash of that in the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter, they were down 20. They thought the game was over with. And then all of a sudden, they start playing their game. They start whipping the ball around. Washington starts getting threes in the corner. Bang, bang, bang. Next thing you know, it's a three-point game. Now, listen, I totally blame this game on Luka last night on both ends of the floor. And I think he's a crybaby, and I think everything that Swiper and them guys said about him was true. But I will say this. Something else you guys said about J. Kidd, he's not getting enough criticism. He has coached terribly in this series, and the reason why is, for one, he hasn't gotten on Luka the way he should. Somebody has to be able to challenge Luka. We got to think about now the fact that you had a coach leave Luka Doncic in a team like Luka with a player like Luka on it because he couldn't deal with this guy. And a coach like Rick Carlisle, he literally left the team because of this. J. Kidd last night, I don't know if you guys noticed, they were in the fourth quarter. They cut that lead down to 3. It was 93-90 game. Mm-hmm. Now, J. Kidd made a mistake. This is the biggest mistake I think he ever made. They always say never, ever, ever stop your team's momentum. So they got to stop. And Luka's bringing the ball up the court. J. Kidd calls timeout. If you saw Luka's look on his face, he was completely disgusted with J. Kidd. He slammed the ball, looked at J. Kidd and mumbled something under his breath. And it's like he was cussing him out under his breath. And I was just like, damn. I just thought right there in the microscopic, I said, yo, he can't coach this guy. J. Kidd cannot coach this guy because this dude, he literally showed no respect for J. Kidd calling. And I know that that was a bad timeout J. Kidd called because it killed his momentum. Boston came back and then they end up regaining control of the game after that. But I just saw little things like that, man. And again, I just think Luka did not allow his teammates at home a chance to succeed last night. And I think that was a time last night where you come out early in the game and instead of him forcing the issue, because he forced a lot of shots last night, man. A lot of shots, bro. And it's killers because your teammates are just standing around watching you play one-on-one, one-on-two, one-on-three. You're trying to go one-on-one with Horford and these guys. So I think that killed him. Also, I think that the greatness of Jaylen Brown has shined bright in this series, man, on both ends of the floor. I think Jaylen Brown saved them last night because, Tatum was having his usual meltdown in the second half, Chilltown, shooting up all those bad threes. Man shot 13 threes last night.
She's shooting 35% in the finals right now, I think.
Yeah, I thought Jaylen Brown got in his bag last night. The thing I like about Jaylen Brown is he won't just settle for threes, bro. He will get to that mid-range, pump fake you. He will open you up. He'll get to the rack
dunk ticket
on you. Yes. Yo, to me, it ain't even close. He's the finals MVP, Chilltown. I'm tell you something. He's the best player on that team, man. Hey, and the way he was going in the second half, he saved that game last night. Because if he doesn't play the way he played down the stretch of that game, they lose that game. That's a choke game right there that you got to lose. So
he got busy in the fourth. He got busy in
the third.
That dunk that Jayson Tatum had, that was his only bucket in the fourth quarter. That was it. He didn't score in the fourth quarter.
I get he's trying to he really is trying not to take over and all that kind of stuff. What up, Tay? But some of this is bruh, he literally just be standing in the corner sometime. And I get it. I understand that he's really I know in his brain he's trying to stay out the way, but he's so passive and inefficient sometimes that it just makes me quiver like a little bit. Like, bro, go be aggressive, go get downhill, get the ball, do what you got to do. But JB's different, and I think the thing that the advantage JB has in moments like that, he's so much more naturally explosive than Tatum. That like when he gets to his like triple threat, he can get into his position, he like get down to the rim, he can make a quick move, he can get back to a step back, like he can just do that little turn over the shoulder post up move he does. He just has like a different kind of bag in the fourth quarter that I think just allows for him to be more effective. And JB looks so confident. He got Eastern Conference Finals play MVP, and then he's about to get Finals MVP in back-to-back series, man. And I think JB to come off the biggest contract in NBA history to respond this way, and then the defense that he's played throughout this series as well, it's a course to the whole playoffs. I think the whole conversation about JB is different, and I don't think he's overall better than Tatum, but I do agree with Ticket. I think he's been their best, most consistent player.
I think he is. I'm gonna tell you something. I think this is proven he is, because when the best players play the best in the biggest moments. You know what I'm saying? Swiper. And I just think that Jaylen Brown, man, I think that the way he has embraced the moment. It was one thing, I don't know if you saw this, bro. They caught it on the hot cam. He was on cam. He's coaching up Tatum on the court, telling Tatum, hey, man, embrace this moment, man. Don't be afraid of this moment. Don't run from it. Embrace them. Like, what? He telling Tatum this. Like, and Tatum's sitting there listening.
What's wrong with that?
I mean, they
No.
bros.
I'm saying he's talking from the leadership position on the team. He's the one selling. So to me, he is the guy on that team.
I mean, they both do that to each other, don't you think?
No, I don't. Listen, bro. I'm telling you like this. If it's Tatum and he's your guy, I think they choked this series. I think they choked that game away. I think Jaylen Brown's defense on both ends of the court and his offense, his defense and then his offense have saved this series, have made this series even more so than what Porzingis was giving. Because it showed last night, Porzingis didn't play, and they still put a hurting on these boys. And that was Jaylen Brown in that second half. That was the separator, bro. You could clearly see he was the separator on both ends of the court. And then did you see how he was giving Luka hell? Luka was having problems getting the ball past half court with Jaylen Brown.
He's been doing that all year, though.
I'm just saying, I'm talking about it's on a microscope now that you're seeing this. Like, I didn't even see this about Jaylen Brown's game until now. He's improved in certain aspects where I thought they can't exploit him going left now. They're not able to do that now as much as they was doing it last year. So he's improved, bro. I do think he's the best player between those two guys. I think that Tatum, he got the S curl going. He's a light-skinned guy. He got the tats. So, everybody going to say what they say, but I just think that when you talk about the game, I think that Jaylen Brown's overall game has more substance to it.
Hey, Ben, Brown, we talked about this before, bro. Brown looked like Anquan Bolden. Ticket, you remember who that was?
Mm-hmm.
Anquan Bolden that played for the Cardinals.
Anquan was cold.
That's how he built.
Anquan Bolden that played for the Ravens.
Yeah, the Ravens. Ravens, Cardinals. All
he played for the Ravens.
Bro, listen.
When I watched Jayson Tatum last night, he looked more comfortable in Game 3 than he did in Game 2. He looked like he was playing his game more than he did in Game 2 and in Game 1. He didn't look like he was worried about messing up. He didn't look like he was worried about throwing the ball away. He just looked like that guy who's, I'm going to shoot. I'm going to let it fly. I'm not listening to the logic of, they shoot the long ball and that gets them in trouble. They're about to win the NBA championship off the strength of that. That's who they are. That's who they've been. That's who they've always been this whole season. And that's who they're going to be. It looks like they're about to win the NBA championship off the strength of that. I thought that he did a good job getting into the teeth of the defense in the first half. It almost looked to me like, I'm going to start it, you finish it sort of thing. Now, the fact that Dallas was able to get into the fact that Dallas was able to get back into that game, I am screaming at the TV like, yo, you have to do something offensively. We have to get stops. And the fact that we're not getting stops is really what's screwing us up. Just because you're not making shots does not mean that you can't get stops. And the fact that they weren't getting stops, that was a big deal. The rotations were off.
But has he stood out defensively to you? Has Jayson Tatum to you stood up? Because I saw him last night. He gets to cherry pick and guard those big men that ain't doing that.
He gets to cherry pick and who, Ticket?
No, I'm saying he on defense, he gets to cherry pick and
really
guard big men who ain't really offensive options. Like they're putting him on guys like Gafford sometimes,
right?
And what you call it. So he's not really having
that shut down their lob though, Ticket. That shut down the lob.
I'm saying, but Swiper, you and I both know the tougher assignment is getting your ass out there on Luka and them boys.
Right.
No, I know. No, Ticket. I'm saying I agree with you, but he's their best option as a vertical defender to defend the action that Luka and them are looking for. So that's why they're doing that. And that's why Dallas is putting him in the pick and roll.
Bro, I'm just not gonna lie. I just love what I'm seeing Jaylen Brown doing on both ends, bro.
I like it too. I ain't gonna argue
he's
that.
Frustrated, bro.
I
ain't never seen nobody get Luka frustrated out of doing what he wants to do. Luka always does what he wants to do. Whenever Jaylen Brown is hawking this dude half court when he's trying to get the ball past half court, Luka's telling his guys, "Oh, get out of here, get out of here." He's trying to get guys out of his way. Guys are trying to come set picks to help free him up. He's trying to overcome all this. Bro, Luka just look bad out there, man. And I got to give Jaylen Brown his credit, man. I didn't think he was this good, and he is, bro. I got to give him his
absolutely.
Fellas, I got a $25 super chat from my man Teddy Hart. Shout out to Teddy. Big ups to Teddy, and appreciate you for sending this through. He said Brown is about 85% of the offensive player Tatum is. Defensively, Tatum isn't even in the same league. Overall, I think they are neck and neck, but they've crowned Tatum as the Beyonce of the group. Brown is Kelly, low-key the best.
Yeah, chill. Just a lot of jack up threes, man. I don't like from Tatum, bro. He's too skilled. Like, if he really went to his game, like I think if a guy like Bob was coaching him, he'd say, bro, stop shooting all these threes and use your athleticism, your length to do other things. Get into the post.
The offense wouldn't even start on the three-point line. The offense will be initiated, for me personally, with him in the mid-post, on the nail.
Right.
I even have Tatum on the block for real.
Ron, that's why I think he destroyed.
Which is where he plays. In fact,
no,
this
he doesn't.
season,
yes,
he does.
He hangs on the perimeter.
Okay, sure. Because the reason why he hangs on the perimeter is because they play 5 out. But
this season, but chill, hold on.
You hold on, Ticket.
Go back. No, hold on, chill. Respectfully, chill.
Respectfully.
But hold on, respectfully.
He's doubled his production on the box.
But chill, respectfully. Hold on, chill. Respectfully, he's been doing that since he went to Boston. Pretty much, it's going to that step back three.
Right.
So since he's been in Boston, it ain't been just because of their offense this year. He's kind of been a dude that's always tried to rely on shooting those step back.
No, he wasn't. When he came into the league, he did not admit that. When he came into the league, he played in the mid post. That's what happened when he first came into the league. His game was always that game. His game was always this. He started playing. He started playing at the long ball line because of the way this offense is.
That's not true.
Mid range. Yes, it is. It was a his game was he admitted it. Even in the mid range.
He admitted it, Chill.
That's not true.
Hold on. I got the tape. Hold on. He admitted it in the last finals they played it against Steph Curry and them. He said that his cousin Nelly told him, stop jacking up all them damn threes and take the ball to the cup.
Okay.
Because he was jacking. Hold on.
We know that.
Hold on, but chill. That is a major part of his arsenal. This is what we saying to you.
Which is true.
For me, hold on. For a guy that is a Tatum's built in size, I would like to see him play more like a guy like Kobe played, as far as in the post. More like with T-Mac. Hold on, chill. More like what T-Mac played. These guys can play in the post. They can post you up. Their game is going to start there and then expand on the outside. His game starts on the outside, ends on the outside, and then he may sprinkle a couple of drives in there. The difference between Jaylen Brown is Jaylen Brown going to get to his shit. He going to get to the mid-range. He going to get to the cup, and he ain't just going to rely on the three. If Jaylen Brown missed a couple threes, he's taking that shit to the rack. Jayson Tatum's going to keep jacking up threes. How many threes he shot last night, Mars?
12, I think. 13. 12 or 13.
13 threes, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah,
come on, bro.
Well,
and we talking?
And chill. From just the narrative up to this point has been Jaylen Brown don't really got a bag. Jayson Tatum could do everything. Jayson Tatum really got a repertoire. He got moves. He got a bag. He got X, Y, and Z. From what I've been seeing, Jaylen Brown's bag looks a lot more impressive than Jayson Tatum's. Just in terms of just everything. Getting to the hole. Getting to his mid-range shots. Did you see how Jaylen Brown was getting to his? And chill, I'm not trying to turn this into Tatum sucks and this, that, and the third.
No, we're not doing that.
Me just making an observation.
Right,
Jaylen Brown has been getting to it at the three-point line, in the mid-range, getting to the rack whenever he wants to. It will. It just looks. Well,
he's expanded. Jaylen Brown has expanded his game specifically in these NBA finals. He's expanded his game, getting by Luka, getting to the rim. Jayson Tatum settles a lot of times with the sidestep long ball. When I know for a fact he plays in the mid post. He's played on the box, and he's been effective there all season long. The fact that he doesn't go to that more makes it look like he can't do that. On top of all of that, we're comparing him to how Bryant plays. And I want to get away from that right now.
No, I'm not saying how.
Bryant.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying operate in the same area. I don't want you to clear that.
Okay,
I mean in the same area. I'm saying
we're
saying
in the same area.
We're saying this is all we saying,
right.
bro. Because Bob said something to me earlier, and me and Bob got into this early this season, and Bob was right. Bob was always pushing that he thought Jaylen Brown was the best player on his team, and I was like, man, that's BS. I was falling into the narrative, but sometimes, Chill, you can be the best player because you play a better brand of basketball, not because you're more talented. So I think Tatum has more talent, but I think that Jaylen Brown uses more to his advantage. He plays in a better style of basketball. He won't just settle. He won't just settle. Yeah, he won't just settle for certain shots. He's gonna get to where he's gonna get to his spot. He's gonna get to that midi. He's gonna pump fake you. He's gonna take you to the rack. He's gonna get you deep inside the paint when he wants. And then when he wants, he's gonna pull up the three. To me, Tatum flows into those 3-point shots. And again, last night, that almost killed him, Chill. All those threes he was jacking up last night down the stretch and shooting them bricks. That's what helped the Mavs get back in that game, bro.
Yes,
and so I'm screaming to you, Chill, the same thing. When Tatum was getting to the basket, he was scoring. He was getting and ones. Why go away from that? That's what takes him down a notch, because he goes away from that, bro, when he should.
I think the biggest problem we have is, and to your point, everything that you're saying is legit. The fact that we've actually seen Jayson Tatum go to the mid-range. We've seen Jayson Tatum play in the post. Well, why don't you play like that more often? Because that's the reason why people say he's the better player, because we've seen him play in the mid-post. We've seen him play in the post. We've seen him play in the mid-range. And we've seen him be productive, more productive than anybody on his crew. But the fact that he falls in love with that long ball and it makes other aspects of his game just look average. And when Jaylen Brown is playing the way he's playing, it doesn't help me. It does help him that Luka is in front of him, and he blows by Luka every opportunity he gets, which goes back to my original point to you, Ron, when we talked about consistently putting Luka in action. Whenever they get Luka in action, whenever Jaylen Brown has Luka in front of him, he's going right by him. That's the first thing he's doing. Jayson Tatum is doing the same thing, because he did the same thing when he had Luka on the right wing, went right by him and dropped the ball on the floor to Jaylen Brown for the dunk. Did the same exact thing. So that does help. It's just that Jaylen Brown, in this particular situation, I feel like he's using his weapons and he's using his game more effectively than Jayson Tatum has.
And I will admit, Chilton, I do think Mazzulla has done a good job. I'll never give him no credit. I'm going to give him credit today, man, because I'm going to tell you something.
That's big. That's big.
When I was looking at that situation, I got to give Kaka some credit, man. But when I was looking at that situation today, man, hey, I'm going to tell y'all something, man. Luka needed a coach like a young Pop. I think Luka's game would be so much better as far as just his discipline, not crying with the refs, and then competing on the other end if he had a coach like Pop that was going to challenge him, and nobody in the organization was going to go against Pop on it. I think the fact that J Kidd has babied this guy and allowed this guy to do the things, and again, we got to look at it. A coach that won a championship with that team leaves. When you got a star player like Luka, you normally just don't leave like that. He leaves because he can't coach this guy. So, and you're crying that much on the court, bro. And then J Kidd is like, we don't see him, like even in the post-game press conferences, he's hitting this dude with kid gloves, bro. If this is Phil Jackson, if this is Popovich, if this is Stan Van Gundy, if this is Spo, they're nailing his ass, bro. Paul. Like real talk, they're gonna call his ass out. The fact that J Kidd is tiptoeing around this kid, bro, that's a big problem too. Because guys on the team are saying, hey, you let him get away with all this crime, you let him get away with not playing no D, and you let him jack up all the shots. Who in the hell can do anything? And I was wrong about Tim Hardaway Jr. I'm gonna stay on this. I thought about Mars' ass last night. I said this little punk ass Mars is probably sitting somewhere in his house drinking.
Now, wait a minute, Ticket, and I know where you're going with this. So go ahead.
Ox, I want to hear from you too. You haven't chimed in. Go ahead, Ticket.
No, I was just saying, I know Mars' little punk ass was sitting there last night. Every time Tim Hardaway Jr. was shooting bricks, like, yeah, I got your ass. So yeah, man, I was wrong.
No, I knew he was trying. I'm like, Mars, I'm not running victory laps on THJ. I'm
gonna challenge your theory on Tim Hardaway in a second. I am. And the reason why I'm going to challenge your theory. Go ahead, Ox, because I got an idea. But go ahead, Ox.
Well, I want let's just talk about that real quick too. I want to talk about that with you because I was, as y'all know, I was with Ticket on that.
Sure.
And I don't think you was wrong, Ticket. I don't think I was wrong about that.
Me neither.
I mean,
it just didn't work.
The fact that
it happens.
the fact that I seen like that, I'm thinking like, yo, you might as well try that. And J Kidd might as well he tries it. It's just the act of desperation. Like it's just an act of desperation. And at that point, that's what it called for. Those were desperate times, and desperate times call for desperate measures.
Yes, they do, Ox.
I mean,
yes, they do, Ox. We got to do something.
I mean, if you agree, THA is a desperate measure, then we're on the same page.
Well, I'm not saying that, Mark.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I feel about it. I don't feel wrong for saying that. I think. Yeah, you got to try something. I would have tried the same thing.
Bob,
and
you know
what
killed him?
What I'm saying? So yeah, that's how it is.
I'll
tell you what killed him.
But Bob, hold on. What killed him?
Go ahead.
When his first 2 shots, them shits rimmed in and went out. When I seen them shits, bro, his first 2 shots was halfway in and went out. I said he dead. Because once you see 2 shots go in, all the way in and come out, he was done the rest of it. I said he ain't gonna make another shot. See, that's crazy. I don't know why. See, my thing is, if my first shot, if I touch the rim, that means I'm hot. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if it touched the rim, that means I'm hot. So we good. You know what I mean? So I don't understand why he felt that way. Like, keep shooting the ball, but still, like, it didn't matter. It doesn't. None of this stuff matters, bro. None of this stuff matters. Like I told y'all, there's nothing they can do. The Boston Celtics are that much better than him. I remember sometime this season, DeAndre Ayton made a statement. I can't remember exactly what he said, but when he said it, I was like, yeah, I'm done with him, but I have no respect for him as a basketball player. And then after that, he did the stupid air mattress thing and just played with our intelligence, you know what I'm saying? So that just kind of sealed that deal. That's where I'm at with Luka Doncic. No more respect.
Are you out?
Yeah, I seen you went live saying Luka's a bum.
Are you out, Ox?
I said he's not him.
Yeah, that's what it was. Luka is not him. Yeah,
are you out? As of today, Ox, are you out?
I'm so out. So out, chill. So out. As a teammate, I'd be out. As a viewer, I'm out. I'm done. Like that shit is despicable. I mean, I'm talking about like three plays in a row, just falling, looking around, rolling over. Like, bro, y'all are winning. Y'all up right now. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Well, get your ass off the ground. It
seems like you be getting into individual battles with the refs. It seems like you know, like that's all. At sometimes, Mars, at some point, that's all that matters. Like that's all that matters to him. Is I can't believe the refs are doing this to me.
And
like,
then the
refs are doing this to me. That's how Luke was looking.
He don't have nobody like you.
My thing about it though. Well, I don't think that would matter.
No, I'm talking about they can talk to him. I'm saying he don't have nobody like you. Like what you just said right there. He don't. Them dudes on the team is scared to go up to him and give him a suggestion. They probably think they're gonna get cut, bro.
Yeah, facts. But my thing. But real quick, just wrapping my point because I don't got much to say. Like I feel like I've said everything I had to say about this series last week and before. I don't got much to say.
When we were haters, right? When we were haters for saying Boston was a bad team.
Yeah, like so. I don't got too much to say other than that. And on top of that, I want to say if Luka Doncic was an average defender, they would still lose the series. Like Luka Doncic's defense is not to blame. Luka's a crybaby.
You're about to say a bum. You're about to say a bum.
No. I was gonna say another B word. Chill. That's how disappointed I am in Luka Doncic as somebody with that much talent and that much skill. He should be the best player in the NBA. But as y'all know, if you don't play on that side of the floor, I can't even put you top 5. I'm tired of Luka Doncic. I really am. And it's really sad because he has so much talent. He's so skilled. He's such a good basketball player that stuff is just gonna like if he doesn't change his mindset, that's gonna diminish him as how he's remembered in the NBA. And he might not care. He's never gonna hear me say this. He doesn't give a damn when I think about him. But I'm just doing my job. And I feel like Luka Doncic is disrespecting the game, and I think it's just weird, bro. I really do. It's all about him at this point. If he was a better defender, they still wouldn't win. Boston's just too good, bro.
Can I ask you a question? What you just said is Boston is too great. This and the third. If Kyrie and Luka to pull this off,
that's what's about to happen. It's Dallas and 7.
Kyrie was the first guy to pull off down 3-1. Down 3-1, he was the. I don't think anybody ever pull that off before them, Mars?
Not in the finals.
They're the only team in NBA history to come back down 3-1. If they come back down 0-3, because listen, think about this now. I'm just gonna put this in your head. I know y'all gonna trip. I think they win Game 4 with pride by a blowout. Then game 5. Hold on, game 5. If they win game 5, we're going to game 7.
We say that every time.
No. But
every time a team goes down 3-0. If they win game 5, it's game 7. And then anything can happen in a game 7.
So, but I'm saying, if they win game, because you know how quick a momentum can change in a series. So think about this. They win game 4 by blowout, right? Boston says, okay, we're going to finish it on our home court. We've known Boston to have choke jobs when it's the biggest moments to be able to close on their home court. They don't close in game 5. Bro, they're not getting out of Dallas alive in game 6. It's going to 7. And then with all the can we
stop this shit, man?
Oh no, I'm just saying. Hold on. The only reason why I'm saying this is because the format setup is different from what it used to be. You guys remember it used to be game 1 and 2 at home, and then 3 games on the road, and then the last 2 games.
It don't matter where they play. Ticket. They can play in Zimbabwe.
Listen.
Bro. They can be playing. They can be playing in Timbuktu. They can play in Zimbabwe. They can play on Mars. They can play on an aircraft carrier. It does not matter. They're too good for them. They're too good for them, bro. But before this started, though, I was already saying, if this happens, if Kyrie does what he's capable of, if Kyrie does what he did 5, 6 years ago with Brown, and whatever happens, it's gonna look incredible because the defense on the Celtics, and this is what I heard y'all talking about earlier. Sam Hauser can play defense. They can switch everything. I told y'all. Everything they can switch. They're comfortable with that 5-to-1 switch. Chill. I know you hate it, but Boston loves it. They're fine with Al Horford switched on to Luka Doncic. They're fine with Al Horford switched on to Kyrie Irving. They damn near prefer it. It's not even a big deal. They don't even wait for the screen. I got him.
That was an adjustment. That was an adjustment that they made. Which
is there any chance they come back in this game?
It would have been so crazy. It would the way the game would have to go for Kyrie and Luka to carry this team. It would have been some of the best performances we've ever seen.
And we're going to see them. We're going to see them 4 straight times.
That would be dope. That would be dope. I'm not gonna lie.
Two things. One, to Ticket's point, if they lose tomorrow night. How we talking about Irv getting swept by the Celtics twice in 3 years?
Yeah, that's disgusting.
I'm not tripping off Kyrie for this. So long as Kyrie comes and plays solid tomorrow, I'm not tripping off Kyrie. Yo, Bob, what I said so long. Which is
what he did. Which is, by the way, Ox, what he did against Boston in 22 when he had that first game. I think he went like for 38, and he was pedestrian the rest of the series.
If Kyrie comes and plays a good game tomorrow, I'm not tripping off him. You guys just came up here and said that the Celtics defense is this, that, and the third. Yep. We talked about how outmatched these guys are, which they are. I'm not putting the onus on Kyrie. I'm not saying, Kyrie, this is your fault. We need to nail Kyrie to a cross. Kyrie needs to improve on this, that, and the third. No. Are you guys seeing what's going on? Are you guys watching the way Derek White is on him? Like white on rice?
Yes.
Are you guys seeing how Drew Holiday is coming to help and they not even worried about that? They just locking in on Kyrie, doubling Kyrie. They wait for Kyrie to put the ball on the floor.
I'm not.
Are you seeing something you didn't expect?
This is
something you didn't expect to happen, Ron?
Yes.
You know why, Ron? Because you, as a ball player, that's how you looking at this. You wrapped up.
No, because he was hating on Boston the whole year. That's what it was.
It wasn't that. Kyrie's that great, and he was even last night. Kyrie was still getting busy, and even in the midst of him getting busy, once that fourth quarter came around, they started jumping on him like a pack of hyenas. It's like Kyrie had 35 last night, and it still felt like
Mars,
it wasn't enough.
Mars, you had brought up.
It took him about 28 possessions to get 30.
Mars, you had brought up Tim Hardaway, and Ox and I and Ticket also said that he should be playing, and you had a theory on why he wasn't. I'm watching that series last night, and I immediately go back to 2018. Who is Tim Hardaway exactly? By the way, this is the third leading scorer on your team. What exactly is he in your estimation, Mars?
Are you asking me to compare him to a player or just like?
Not even compare him to a player. You see him as a basketball player. What exactly is he on this unit as a basketball player?
Theoretically, he's meant to be a shooter. In reality, he's someone who likes to shoot.
Okay, so he's meant to be a shooter. So if he's a shooter, when he comes into the game as a coach, Ox, what's your plan with him?
If I'm his coach,
Run stuff
You
for
the
him?
coach. One more time, Mars.
Run stuff for him.
Run something for him. How about we get him involved? And not only run something for him, put the battery in his back. Put the battery in his back and let him know, yo, we're coming to you. We're going to get you more involved. Instead, what are we getting with Tim Hardaway? We're getting Tim Hardaway isolated on the wing, one-on-one. That's not who Tim Hardaway is.
They run something for him his first play in the game. They did. He came in at the start of the second. The first play, they had Kyrie, Luka, and THJ all in a little triangle in like the left slot.
It was in left short corner. That's where it was.
So Kyrie throws it to Luka. JB tries to gamble and reach. He misses it. Luka turns the corner, goes middle. And while in the midst of that happening, THJ sets a little back screen for Kyrie to go into the empty corner. As Peyton Pritchard is picking up Luka, who goes middle. Now Derek White has to recover out to Kyrie. Luka swings it to Kyrie. THJ pops out to the left wing, gets an open three. That was one of the ones that rimmed out.
You know what?
So the first play, they ran something for him, and it was a good play. He just missed.
No,
they ran something for him.
You know what that sounds to me like, Mars? That sounds like a lot of extracurricular action. How about we run something for him specifically, where we run double screen action, where we run a pick, a double screen pick at the top of the rim, and not just run something for him once. Get him involved in the game early, because that's what you do with shooters. That's coaching. You can't just have a guy, he misses his first shot, he misses his second shot, and now you go away from him. You have him on the floor to shoot the basketball. Instead, you got stuff where he's getting the basketball late in the shot clock, and he's got to go one-on-one, and he's shooting fall away 24, 25-footers, which is making him look even way worse than what he already is. He should not do that. In fact, the first thing that I'm doing, and the only thing that I'm doing with Tim Hardaway, is I am running stuff for him right from the beginning, and as long as he's out there, because I need to get him involved, and I need him to stay engaged. I can't have him having the basketball on the wing isolated like he Kyrie Irving. That's not his game.
So interesting. That's optimism. I'll say that. That's optimism.
I agree. I want to bring one other thing that I had on my mind to you guys, man. This is it, man. I know this got to be killing Ime Udoka.
That's his team, That's his team, Ticket.
Man, I mean, bro.
That's his team.
And I'm saying because
don't make your face like that,
His team is in Houston, Texas.
His
team is in Houston, Texas.
We literally talking about legacy stuff. Chilltown, we talking about legacy stuff. So Joe Mazzulla is going to get the legacy that Ime should have gotten.
That's my crew.
But since he couldn't keep his parts in the right places, I mean, your legacy now. You could have did. He could have won.
He's going to be turning around the Rockets franchise. He's going to have a great legacy.
Don't feel sorry for him. Ticket. He don't deserve it. He don't deserve it. Ticket. You know,
we gonna win.
He don't deserve it.
No. I'm saying this is a lesson to all those people because, like, when you have such a great situation like what he had, and bro, I mean, this dude you gonna watch Joe Mazzulla, your third assistant, win a championship that you should have won.
Yeah, well,
think about that.
I mean,
that's legacy. That goes down all-time NBA legacy history because they'll probably pick the favorites to win again next year. All of this would have won in Ime Udoka's docket, but now it goes in Joe Mazzulla's. Think about that, bro. And he's over there stuck in the Western Conference trying to get Mars' team out of the play-in.
And he will because we are going to win 75 games next year. But there was a Tim Hardaway Jr. isolation when Boston were on a run in the third quarter, which might have been the worst isolation I've ever seen.
What are we doing, Mars? What's happening right now?
Yeah,
what's going on?
I don't know how Boston are on a run.
What the hell? No.
And Tim Hardaway Jr. after getting blocked like the play before, by the way.
In transition.
Decides to then attack Sam Hauser in isolation, take a 20-foot fall away while Boston are on a run. I took a note of it. These are my exact words. THJ attacking Hauser in isolation in the midst of a Boston run is an unjustifiable possession.
No.
I still feel that way.
When you take notes,
there's no justification for that.
When you take notes, Mars, you use terms like in the midst.
Yes. It's British. I'm posh. What can I say? We speak like that. Yes.
I got you, bro.
Fellas, I got to get around to these super chats. Appreciate everybody that's in here. Y'all just sent through a lot of super chats. So I want to hear what you guys have to say. We're going to respond and have a good time with y'all super chats. Shout out to everybody that's in here. Slap that like button if you haven't. Become a member if you haven't. Subscribe if you haven't. And last but not least, Chill has a QR code right under him. Scan that QR code and go check out www.playerschoicemerch.com. I'm gonna start with our members because y'all the real MVPs. Steve-O Hillfigure became a member today, so shout out to Steve-O.
Tommy's brother.
Shout out to Steve-O.
Hey, y'all don't forget KP wasn't playing last night too.
Well, we basically had him. We only had him for 4 games these whole playoffs. That's it. So it's not like he's been in and out the lineup. We only had him
still gonna get the ring, so who cares?
Yes, that's still gonna happen.
Unless it's
had a game 1
7,
masterclass.
Mm-hmm.
At least he can say like I put an imprint on this series.
Yeah.
KP can say he's never had a bad finals game. He can say that.
Right. He did start the ignition, right? You ain't lying.
Jamal has been a member for 8 months. He said 2 things. 1, Luka is by far the worst defender I've ever seen. And 2, Tim Hardaway Jr. needs to be arrested for impersonating Tobias Harris last night.
When I said that Luka was bad, I got nothing but hate mail. You a Luka hater. You hate Luka. Mars thought I was nuts when I thought that he was worse than Trae Young. Ay. Yes, he is. Yes.
It's funny that Kyrie was just as bad defensively, and he's getting no heat for it.
But the difference, Mars, is the effort is there with Irv. That's the difference. Yes, there's definitely more effort with Irv. He's not getting blown by as much. He's not giving up on plays as much. Not nearly as much. And it's not affecting the unit as much.
Sure, that fat boy can't guard my daughter.
He got to get himself in better shape too. Yes, he's got to get himself in better shape too, because he doesn't look like he can even play. A lot of this stuff looks like he's out of gas, and I'm not listening to the logic that this dude is hurt, because he was hurt against Minnesota, and they fried Minnesota. He was hurt against Oklahoma City. He was hurt against the Clippers, and you guys praised him. I don't mean you guys specifically, but you guys praised him. So give me a break with the he's playing on one leg. No, that's not what's going on here.
Moving on, Iffy Eze has been a member for 9 months. Iffy said Dallas has the off-ball defense of a bad AU team. I'm tired, man. He just said I'm tired.
Garbage.
Yeah, it's not. It hasn't been good.
Trash. Awful.
Makai's been a member for 3 months, and he simply just said JB for Finals MVP.
Wow.
He's the favorite out of this year.
Yeah, I think he's up. I think the number is minus 340, something like that. But I'm going to tell you guys right now, and I know that you don't want to hear this. Tomorrow night, if you get a 35-12 game from Jayson Tatum, watch what happens. That's all I'm going to say. I'm telling you guys right now.
What you mean? What you mean, Chill?
Watch what happens if you
get tricky.
If you get a 35-12 game from Jayson Tatum and they win, it's going to get tricky.
I'll start a riot. I'll burn
I'm telling you. And I don't, to be honest with you, I feel like Jaylen Brown has been playing better. I really feel like Jaylen Brown has actually been playing better. But let Jayson Tatum go for 35, 12, and 7 tomorrow night, and they win. Watch what happens.
Yo, chat, throwing up a poll right now. Not who do you think's Finals MVP right now, but who do you think's going to win Finals MVP tomorrow? Jaylen Brown or Jayson Tatum?
Mm-hmm.
Box Score Watching Wayne has been a member for 11 months. He said kid, turnover, or timeout, and killing the momentum on a 20-0 run.
Yeah, I didn't understand that timeout. That's why he called it. I didn't understand what it was. Then I rewatched the game, and I don't understand why he called it.
It was Dallas. Dallas didn't score for like 2 or 3 straight trips. I think Boston didn't score for a couple of trips too. The game got a little helter-skelter. That's the only thing I'm thinking about why Jason Kidd would have called the timeout in that particular situation. But if you flip that around, the exact opposite was going on with Coach Mazzulla. So when Dallas ends up going on that run, Coach Mazzulla, which is something that Phil Jackson would always do, Coach Mazzulla makes you work it out. Like they go on a 10-0 run. They go on an 11-0 run. He doesn't call timeout. Let's go. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Stick to what we're doing. It's going to work. Stick to what we're doing. It's going to work. Jason Kidd, it looked like I think it was like 2 or 3 possessions where they didn't score. They got back in the game, and it was a 1-possession game.
It was 2.
Yeah, it was like 2 possessions.
It was no, because the possession before, if I remember, I might be wrong. Luka drove,
right,
and JT pushed him, and they ain't called a foul. And Luka's now in with the camera person. He's on the floor. Then,
he clearly got pushed out of bounds.
Yeah, clearly.
It was on the right.
And then it was a 5-on-4 the other way, and then Al Horford traveled.
Yep.
So Boston didn't get the turnover. And then I'm pretty sure that the next play was Drew fouled Kyrie on a 3.
Yeah.
And then Kyrie made the free throws.
Yeah.
And then Boston missed, and J Kidd called the timeout.
He called the timeout.
They scored. They came off a score on a 20-2 run, and he called a timeout. I don't understand maybe someone was tired. Maybe he wanted to just run a play so they could guarantee a score. I don't know why he did it, but I don't understand it. And I'm just looking at it from the outside perspective. It's an interesting decision to call that timeout, in my opinion. Very interesting.
It is, Mars, but that didn't lose him the basketball game. You know what I mean?
Oh, I agree
that timeout didn't lose the basketball game. My thing is, if we say it killed the momentum, right? Which maybe it did. You know what I'm saying? But if you can't be on a run and I can't see something, even though we're scoring, I can still see something. Like, let me fix that real quick. It's let me see what I can do. If you can't go back out and then execute, then you're not a championship level team anyway. So it just didn't matter. And that's like what we talked about. What we talked about before. Ron asked, who is more prepared? Because remember, it was a long wait for both teams. Who's more prepared? I spoke about the fact they got Drew Holiday, Al Horford, Derek White, those guys on the team. They got professionals over there. They're gonna be prepared. And then I can't remember, somebody was talking earlier on, and we touched on that. Like it's just a complete different level of preparation and preparedness and just knowing what to do, being and keeping your head about you. And it's just 2 completely different levels of basketball team we're watching right now. It's a talent and preparation point too, though.
Well, I don't think
it's just talent wise. I think it's all around.
Yeah. To expand on your point, Ox, absolutely. What you just said, it looks like Boston is more prepared and they look more bought in to what they're doing, as opposed to Dallas. And everybody doesn't look bought into what they're doing. Everybody looks like they're in, but the Celtics look more in. Okay. Everybody seems to know exactly what their job is, and they're doing it to the highest level that they could possibly do it. With the Celtics, with the Mavs, there's this one guy that doesn't seem to be completely bought in. He just so happens to be the leader. That's the problem.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I say again, Kobe's my favorite player, but this goes back to that series against the Phoenix Suns. When Kobe was, or you can use that the finals against the Pistons too, but against the Phoenix Suns, where Kobe was just like, hey man, I don't trust these guys. I'm gonna do it on my own. And then Phil was like, no, you're going to move the ball to get your guys involved. Kobe bumped heads with Phil. He then comes the infamous Game 7 where he refuses to shoot the ball in the second half, I hope Luka doesn't come out and do that next game. But I hope he plays a better all-around game, Chilltown. I mean, setting his guys up. The last night was the worst game I've probably seen Luka play offensively in his career, as far as just selfishness. All across the board, like Bob said, arguing with the refs, crying about calls, not moving the ball to your teammates, jacking up bad shots. He did it all last night, and I've never seen Luka have such a bad game on every single aspect offensively as I've seen him do last night.
Well, he can't do that, Ticket, because they so rely on him offensively. All of them, with the exception of Irv, all the rest of them dudes, they rely on him so much offensively to get their offense. Derek Lively.
Right, no, but I'm saying he wasn't even looking for them. He was jacking up everything. He was jacking up last. He was forcing all those shots last night. Even though he didn't have it going, even though Kyrie was going, even though you're at home, and we know role players play better at home, you didn't even give them a chance to be successful. Those guys jumped out to like 11 point lead. And what happens? Tell me what happened.
Well, they ended up getting walked down, but I think that's how Boston want Dallas to play. They're making him isolate. Like I don't think Luka's choice is, I want to isolate every play.
Mars, hold on.
They're making them do it.
But Mars, think about this, Mars.
Okay.
Who hasn't ever tried to do that before with Luka? Luka's always been able to manipulate every single defense the way he wanted. Now all of a sudden he can't.
The only team that's defended Luka in the sense of we're not gonna overcompensate and put 2 on the ball was Golden State in 22. And he struggled in that series too, and they ended up winning.
Yeah, no, what I'm saying, but he's shown against this team that he can carve them up as far as his numbers, assists, all that. He's not doing it. He didn't do it last night, bro. Last night was crazy. If he just played like he played in game 1 or game 2 last night, they win that game.
Well, game 1, he had 1 assist.
No, but I'm saying he played, that wasn't him. He was still moving the ball, trying to get guys opportunities that were missing. Last night, he wasn't. Last night, he was jacking up all those shots. He wasn't even trying to get those guys a chance to be successful.
Is Luka checked out? Because that's what it sounds like.
He got to be checked out. How many spot-up threes did you see any of those guys get last night based off Luka's creation versus game 1 and game 2? Game 1 and game 2, Lucas, we're watching Jones Jr. miss wide open threes, Shilltown. We're watching the other boy that came off the bench miss open shots when they can kick out. He didn't even try and do it last night, Mars. And then you crying on top of that. Then you arguing with the referees on top of that. Then, like Bob said, you on the ground, sitting over here, not even getting back on defense, flopping and shit, looking for fouls. Man, get out of here, man.
Ticket, I swear to God, Ticket. Game 3, best player or not, bro, stuff like that, but we gonna have to talk about this in the locker room.
That's a fact, bro.
It's gonna be some furniture moving in this locker room. What are you doing on the ground?
Tatum in game 2.
We are in a fight right now. If we win game 3, we got action. If we win game 3 at home, we got action, Luka. We're not even like the game is right here. At this point, weren't we up 2?
Yep.
Going into halftime? Yeah.
I'm talking about the ones towards the end of the game. It was like the fourth quarter. It was still 2 possessions straight. It might have been 3 possessions straight where he's stepping back, shooting, falling, not getting his call and rolling over. So if he did it early in the game, mind you, I didn't see much of the first half. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I didn't see much of the first half. I was streaming the WNBA game. I didn't see most of the first half, but I was in and out. I was back and forth on JD's playback, trying to see what I could see. So I didn't see those at the end of the first. I saw when he did that in the fourth quarter. Mm-hmm. It was in the fourth quarter. The game was still tight. They had just made their comeback. The game was still tight. It happened 2 possessions in a row, maybe even 3. And those were the ones right there that infuriated me. And that was compounded by those stupid fouls. They challenged the wrong foul. They should have challenged the 5th foul. They should have challenged the 5th foul instead of the 6th foul. Because the 5th foul, I'm not sure if that was on him. The 6th foul was an obvious foul. But it was compounded by those stupid fouls, not playing any defense. If you played in the NBA for 7 seasons, and this is the first time you've ever fouled out, that shows to me that you don't play a lick of defense.
Fellas, I gotta step in and let everybody know that we're talking about a lot from game 3, but you guys are gonna get an opportunity to watch the game specifically with us at 1 p.m. Eastern. We're gonna go over the playback and we're gonna break some things down. Mm-hmm. I want to break down and see who had the best game last night. Kyrie, Jaylen Brown, Jayson Tatum, just from a bucket standpoint. And then I want to go check out both of those runs that both teams went on and see exactly why these teams went on these runs, what happened. Then I also want to break down the final minutes of the game as well. So make sure that you click this link. It's pinned at the top of the chat. If you haven't joined Playback TV yet, go join that, and we will be going over there in just about an hour. In the meantime, fellas, we got a gang of super chats, so I got to keep it pushing on these.
Yep.
RJ also became a member today. Shout out to RJ. Appreciate you for coming through. Styles Blackman in the house has been a member for 11 months. He said the Celtics are just on a mission. Even Tillman, Hauser, and Peyton Pritchard are making Kyrie and Luka go to their 2nd, 3rd, and 4th move to score. Mavs look mortal with them lives.
Hauser actually is a lot better defender than people give him credit for. He is not a mismatch out there. When he's on Kyrie Irving or when he's on Luka, that's not a problem. That is not a problem at all.
They kept trying to hunt him and it kept failing.
Miserably, Mars. It wasn't working.
I still got to see Boston win that game for me to believe it.
Okay.
I still got to see it.
The series ain't over. The series ain't over.
I think these dudes are choke artists. And they would have choked that game with us. I stopped streaming when they went down 20. I turned around 1 minute later, Chilltown. It's a 3-point game.
Right back in it.
1 minute. I said, what?
When was that? Ticket? That was the 3rd or 2nd quarter.
Fourth quarter.
We about to go check that out in a second. I can't wait to go watch that run.
Bro,
Yeah,
I turned around.
It was
It's
up
a 3
20.
point. I said, what the hell? I said, this can't be real, man.
Mm.
And then Luka fouls out. I said, oh, man. But then, like I said, the Celtics are choke. Bro, listen, they're going to get blown out next game. And then in game 5, bro, if they don't close it out at home, bro, they don't lose this series, bro. You're going to see and you saw what Kyrie did last night? He tried to hit it with a virtuoso when he pulled up that 3 from the same spot he hit it in Curry's face last night. He just a little bit off. But
I remember that.
Hey, listen, man.
Oh, wait, Chick, you talking about the one he tried to pull over Al Horford?
Yeah.
He thought that was Steph. Yeah,
he knew what he was doing.
Warriors fans had flashbacks. I could see that. I know for a fact.
But Al Horford ain't Steph Curry.
Yeah, but that was just a little bit off.
Man, where is Dub?
Bob, I'm going to tell you something.
No, we good.
Mars,
if you guys choke this series, you're going to have from YouTube forever, bro. Yeah, if you guys don't win this series, if you guys are the first team to ever lose a 3-0 lead in the NBA Finals, Chilltown, because I'm just gonna say it, bro.
You know, Jayson Tatum would have to go into hiding. He'd have to
hold on, but we saw this before. Yes. Didn't Curry beat him 4 times in a row?
Yo, ticket, Ox. I gotta get to these super chats.
Hold on. Ron, am I lying?
Hey,
did Steph Curry beat him 4 times in a row in the finals?
No.
He beat him 3 times. They were down 2-1, and
they were down 2-1. They beat him 3 times. Well, then Kyrie may make it 4.
Kyrie will make it 4. This Kyrie we're watching.
Man, Dallas are winning 4 straight. I don't care how they do it. If it's Tim Hardaway Jr., PJ Washington, Luka, Jayson Tatum, I don't care.
Jayson Tatum might have to hop a
Mars. They may need to go find.
Yo, stop this nonsense, Ron. This series is over. It's done.
No,
this series is over.
History shall be made.
The series is done.
History will be made.
Okay. All right, y'all. We will see. Game 4 is tomorrow. Once again, we're gonna watch it on playback. Still, you are gonna be there to either be there for either the start of history or the ending of history, with the Celtics either closing it out or the Mavs starting their 4-0 comeback.
Hey, Ron, who had game 1 on playback?
Hey, Ron, Chilltown don't want that though. Ron, think about something. I want you to put on your thinking cap. Chilltown do not want Kyrie to come down from 0-3. Because you know why? It would have outdone his king when they came down from 1. Chilltown do not want that. I've been seeing all these LeBron James fans.
I got to get to these super chats, dog. I got to get to these super chats.
Hold on, but Ron, these dudes
I don't even know.
They ran around acting like they wanted Kyrie to win before the series started. Now that Kyrie's losing, all you see all these LeBron maniacs running around YouTube like, oh yeah, see, he couldn't do it out front. You guys are sick.
Ticket, what are you watching to imply the Mavericks can win 2 straight games versus the Celtics team?
Well, the Celtics are perennial choke artists, and they almost took the game away again last night.
I'm talking about basketball. I'm saying
right,
you're saying they're going to miss
that has something to do with basketball. When you're perennial choke artists,
they did miss a bunch of 3s in a row, and they had bad process for that stretch. Yeah, they did for a stretch. I agree.
No, I'm saying right. But what I'm saying is that they've shown us over the years that they can turn into choke artists. So I'm not taking that away from them until they prove it.
They never had this team though. To be fair, like Drew Holiday and them and Derek are at different levels at this point. They're just different. They are different players.
So you think they win game 4 too?
Do you think that Drew's poise has been really important for them, especially in the second half?
Yeah, listen, I think Drew's been balling, but I still think they choke artists. I don't think it depends on Drew. I think it depends on that Rico
Suave right now.
No, I think it depends on that dude with that S curl that you over there defending.
Yeah, so say Jayson Tatum. Don't say Boston. Say Jayson Tatum.
It depends on the second best player.
That's what it is. Say Jayson Tatum.
I'm saying, but I'm talking about him. But then I think Jaylen Brown can have a clunker too. So I do think both of those guys. Listen, I think they lose game 4 by blowout, man. And then I think in game 5, y'all gonna have all the champagne ready.
You want to put a Balencia bag on it, Ticket?
Man, see, here you go. You keep wanting to play with me. Hey, did I tell you bad luck, boy?
I told you.
Dudes like you, man.
Chill, you see that?
Swiper, you bad luck, dog. Swiper,
all right. Ticket. I really got to get to these, so let's do it. King GD became a YouTube member today. Shout out to King GD. Walker's been a member for 9 months. He said, "Why does Tatum take so many threes, brother? You aren't 6'2". You are 6'9" with linebacker shoulders. Go use them."
He wants to shoot 3s. Yeah, that's why he wants to shoot 3s.
Hey, shoot, man.
Al Booger. It's been a while since I've seen you, Al Booger. Appreciate you for tapping in. Been a member for 8 months. He said, "Fire B-ball talk."
Is that a parrot?
I don't know who he's. Yeah, I don't know who he's alluding to out of you guys with the parrot emoji, but hey, man, the parrot emoji. Jose Primo, shout out my dog Primo. Been a member for 9 months. He said Derek White, the real MVP.
Yeah, facts. I'm here for Derek White.
I think Derek White's been their worst defender of the four, which is hilarious.
Think so?
Really, I mean, of the four. I'm saying that's a high bar. You know what I mean? Like the worst of the four, which has still been really good.
Yeah, like I wouldn't argue, but I'm like, oh no.
Wait, why you say the four? Swipe
the
it,
four
like,
between Tatum, Brown, and
respect
Drew.
Al Horford. Respect Al Horford.
I'm sorry,
I mean,
Mars,
I guess you could say because of his size and versatility, sure. But that's fifth.
No, Mars. I got to drive the 9.
That's fine. Just
yeah, like
what
a bad problem to have. Derek White's been my worst defender.
I'm sorry, I can't drive the Rolls Royce or the S600. I got to drive the 911 today. I'm sorry.
JD Sway became a member today. Shout out JD, man.
Yeah. Chill. The only reason I don't got a 911 is because it's just too little. You know, I couldn't fit in there. You know,
we can fix that. We can push the seats back. We can make it work for you, big fella. You good?
Trevor Paul said, "I gotta know where y'all got JB ranked in the league. Top 15 for sure with that ring on his resume and Finals MVP.
Absolutely not.
No,
I had him top 20 this season, and I got roasted for that. I got roasted. We had swipe, but before the season started. Ox, sit there.
You don't remember that?
Sit there and say that you ain't had nothing to do when I had Jaylen Brown at 16 earlier this year, and I got roasted for that. I got destroyed for that.
I was definitely part of it.
I got roasted for that when I had him.
How many times did we do that? Because remember, Jaylen Brown was my pick.
I had him top 20 this season. I got roasted for that.
Remember, Mars was pissed. Said Mars and Brown
was pissed. You guys have put Jaylen Brown in the top 20.
They said I ruined the list. What's the point of even doing it anymore? I'm trolling.
Hey, that was a bad episode. Hey, y'all was counting like Luka that episode. Everybody.
Oh, well, my bad, Chill. I didn't remember you was
20 player. Yes, I said he was a top 20 player going into the season, and in the middle, I had him as a top 20 player. Yes.
Nah, because I think that would have been tough last year because JB didn't play well to close out the playoffs. He started off well, wasn't good in the Eastern Conference Finals, I don't believe, shooting wise. And then I think there's a bunch of players that were like,
so I mean, could even top 5 or top 10. I said top 20.
Yeah,
no, I know. I'm going through the list.
Guys in the league, like,
yeah, they're going through the list.
Isn't where it used to be.
I mean,
so even before, top 20 would have meant like, yeah, he's solid.
Before we move on, is he top 20 right now?
Yes, I still think.
I mean, did he have a top 20 regular season? Yes, because he was all NBA. Is he a top 20 player stamped?
He didn't make
it. For me, he was all. I'm sorry. For me, I'm putting him on a 13. I'm saying I think he's been a top 20 this season. Right. Yes, but do I think he's a consensus top 20? No, I think him, Jamal, and others are going to oscillate every single year between top 20 to 30 every year. That's just where they are. You don't think Jamal Murray was top 20 player last year? After all the way through wire to wire?
Everyone's got their own list. I refrain from. I don't have a list, but if
I know Mars, but I think
if I were to hash one out, I were to hash one out, I'm certain Jamal Murray wouldn't have been top 20, and Jaylen Brown, I'm like 90% sure.
I mean, I think it's hard though to be a number 2 option and go 16-4 and not crack one of those lists. That's what I'm saying. Typically, you kind of have to earn your play up to that point, but. I definitely understand for sure. But JB, I'm saying most people didn't like, even when we did like a lot of the list, most people didn't have JB above Jamal last year. So I think that's what I'm saying where the bar was for him. Just, I mean, honestly, just.
I think he's also better than he was last year. Like he's just a.
Yeah, no, I'm agreeing. That's what I'm saying. He's improved. Yeah.
Like everyone, like I've been seeing people like, oh, Mons, you said Jaylen Brown wasn't even top 25.
Right.
At the time I was saying it, I still stand on that. I just think he's better now than he was. Like, I'm not about to be like, oh, no, I was wrong a year ago. No, I still believe I was right at the time when Jaylen Brown still couldn't dribble. His off-ball defense wasn't very good. And the playmaking had major holes. Now he just seemed to improve. So now that he's improved,
Bam, for instance, I don't even know if Bam is on Chill's top 20. And Bam is a better.
I had him at top 25. I had him right outside.
No, but Bam was consistently considered better than Jaylen Brown, though. I mean, prior to this run. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's... most people, he might be the most versatile defender in the league. Like, you know what I mean? And he was like a plus playmaker and a plus scorer at the 5. So like He's also been better.
Jamal Murray thing isn't real sloppy. You just made that up. Nobody had.
The Ringer, ESPN, Bleacher Report, all that stuff. He was listed ahead.
Definitely saying those things, but it's the same.
Yeah, he averaged 32 on 5 and 5 on 50, 40, 90, and 21 and 10 in the NBA Finals. Like, yeah, he was going to get there.
Real. And the overreaction of the fact that they won the NBA championship, Ox, you know what time it is with that.
Yeah, it was 20.
When they were talking about is this a top 10 duo of all time? Yes. Just like they asked, is this a top 5 backcourt of all?
No, that's not the same. That's not the same. They were saying
it's the same.
Just was reactionary.
I think they were saying that Jamal and Jokic were considered the consensus best duo coming into this season.
Right.
And they actually performed like that in the regular season. The problem is the playoff drop off. JB and JT were left off a lot of people's list for top 5 duos coming into the year because they just hadn't ever performed well.
They have never performed well.
I think finishing out the year, no, they had not had that run where they finished out the year well together. No, not one of them did. One of them wouldn't. And they also haven't played off. They don't play off of each other in a traditional sense either. So I think it's hard for people to put wings on that list because they don't make off each other either.
Might be hard for haters, but
I got a super chat from Drink More Water. He said, hopefully Luka uses this series to learn, and I do think he will grow from this. Do you guys think Dallas needs to prioritize getting one more self-creator this offseason?
No.
Would Levine, DeRozan, or Ingram be
How are they going to play next to Luka?
No.
How are they going to play next to Luka exactly?
Yeah, you got to be a spot up. You got to be a spot up shooter to play, or just a.
Luka's not playing off ball. We're here. We're not. He's not doing it. So it's not going to happen.
You can have one guy like Levine,
and you already got that one guy taking that third.
But they need another defender though, Mars. Like that's the problem.
No, I'm not saying it's a good idea. I'm just saying Levine can play without the ball.
Hey, Swipe, I wanted to ask you and Chitan a quick question. Is Tatum better than a peak Paul George, Indiana Paul George?
Indiana is not his peak. Oklahoma City Paul George.
No, I'm saying I'm saying because we saw him lead that team to the Western Conference Finals. It'll be a game thing going to NBA Finals. Is Tatum better than that guy? Is Tatum better than
not now, not this playoff?
I'm saying right at Tatum's apex right now. Is he better than what Paul George was at his apex?
Well, PG averaged 28, 7 and 5 that year. Is that what it was? 28, 8 and 5, and he got third in MVP voting, third in MVP voting.
He was top 3. He was top 3. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was in 14.
Behind,
14
no, that was.
He's talking about okay. He's talking about 19.
No, he's talking about OKC. He was first team all defense too.
Yeah, he was third in D-Point and third in
team all league defender.
Third in D-Point.
Yeah, he came third in defensive player of the year.
Yeah, he was the first team all league defender.
If I remember correctly, let me check because maybe I'm just lying.
Yeah, no.
Oh, that's right. That's what I meant to talk to you about, Mars. Finally, you did it. I told you, Mars. That's a good look.
What is your thoughts on that? Do you guys agree with that, or what y'all think?
He doesn't have. He's not a Tatum is not the offensive player Paul George was.
No, he's not.
He's not the offensive player Paul George was. Like not even close.
That Paul George.
No, I mean not. It's not that it's not even close. But PG with the bang. Yeah, no.
So then, really, Jayson Tatum is a glorified Paul George.
No. I think he. You could say he's overall better. He has more versatility defensively. He's not the on-ball defender versus guards that PG was, but I think just all around, I think he's a better defender, but he doesn't have the same bag as and he's not a better spot-up shooter than.
But you guys are taking. Well, you guys are taking Tatum over PG at their peaks.
I mean, if you're telling me PG was on this team right now, they would be winning. They would still be winning. They would be winning.
And not only that, but that 2018, 2019, you're an advocate of postseason play. You're an advocate of that. Do you remember Paul George?
He had 5 points in the game.
You remember Paul George?
He had a shoulder injury, man.
Nope, we ain't doing that, Mars.
He had
a shoulder. I don't know what you mean we're not doing that. That's what happened.
So the year before that, how about the year before that?
But that wasn't peak Paul George.
So the next year is peak Paul George.
2019 is peak Paul George.
Yeah, he averaged 20. He averaged like 28 in the playoffs that year too.
Yeah, when he had a shoulder injury and he said he couldn't.
Yeah, but he averaged like 28 in the playoffs that year. That was
Are you talking about the Utah series?
Now we're talking about 2021. Now we're talking about.
No, you're talking about the Utah series. Which one are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about
2019 is the year they played Portland.
Yeah,
he played Portland and he went into the playoffs with a shoulder injury, and he said he had to get shot up before every game and he could barely lift his arms.
Right.
That's
man, y'all are tripping with this poll.
So 2019, Paul George had a shoulder injury. 2018, Paul George played against
Utah. So Mars, do you think do you and Ron think that peak Paul George is better than peak Jayson Tatum? What we've seen?
I don't think we've seen peak Jayson Tatum.
This isn't peak Tatum, by the way.
I don't think.
But no, we have seen peak Tatum. This just ain't it.
I don't think he's gonna get no better.
Yes.
Well, until he does get better, his peak is the best it's been so far. So this is unless you think he was better a couple years ago.
So do you think this is better than PG's at this?
I think they're on this. I think they're on.
I don't think that there's much separation. I'll tell you that. I don't think that Paul George.
Chilltown, without Jaylen Brown, could he lead this team to the conference finals?
Yeah. Well, who? Tatum? With this team? Yeah. In the East, yes.
Without Jaylen Brown,
yes.
Could he lead that team to the conference finals?
You got to remember who they played. Yeah, Miami and Cleveland. Yes, they could have 1,000%. 1,000%. No Donovan Mitchell, no Jared Allen. Yeah, 1,000%.
And you have to use that. You have to use that same logic with Jay. Could Jaylen Brown do that? Could you think he could do that? Take Jayson Tatum off that team.
Yes.
Do you think he could take them to the conference finals?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so then if that's the truth, then I feel like you have to say the same thing for Jayson Tatum.
I just don't chill. Only reason why I say that, Ron, you got your answer, Ron. I just don't think. I don't think Tatum is he's just one guy that Chilltown these guys think he is. I think he's really a number 2.
Well, he's not what Chill thinks he is, but he's not as bad as you think he is.
I mean, being a number 2.
Wait, what do you guys think I think he is?
You said he's the best small forward in the league. Chill. Chill.
You think he's a top 5 player in the league, the best small forward in the league, and he's close to Luka Doncic.
That's what I'm saying. Chill.
People disagree with you.
That is insanity to me. That you can. I'm being dead with you. Chill. Listen to me. Look at me. As a matter of fact, I don't want to. Just listen to me. Chill. For you to think that and to watch this man. The first 2 games in the playoffs or finals, 17 points a game on 31% from the field. Right. He's shooting 35% from the field, 21 points a game. And he's been a good rebounder. He's been a good off-ball defender. Hasn't been great on ball, but he's still been good. He hasn't done anything right now that you can unequivocally tell me that's better than what a healthy Kawhi would do, a healthy LeBron would do, or a healthy KD would do. There's nothing that you've seen from him that you can tell me, and this is the other thing about this too, because if I told you to tell me LeBron's best skill set right now, playmaking, driving, even his 3-point shooting this year, offensively, he would clear what Jayson Tatum is doing right now. Kevin Durant would clear what Jayson Tatum is doing right now offensively, and I don't think he was that much worse of a defender this year, and he got all defense vote this year. Kawhi Leonard played, I think, 7 less games than Jayson Tatum this year, was a more efficient scorer, didn't put up the same volume, averaged just damn near the same amount of assists. And then on top of that, and then he was like, a decent rebounder as a guard. If you put Kawhi Leonard on this roster right now, it wouldn't even be a conversation. I would argue Kawhi at his age, he's a better mid-range shooter, obviously. He's near as good, if not just as good as a post scorer, and he's a much better 3-point shooter. And he's much stronger as well, and he's much more consistent offensively. So that's what I'm saying. Like that's when you tell me best small forward, it's like I'm looking at these dudes, they all do things clearly better than Tatum. Now, LeBron's the worst defender of the 4 because he's 39. He's 30 chill years old. He's 30 chill years old. Like, I'm not holding that against him. He just doesn't have that.
Well, if we're comparing players, you have to acknowledge that he's the worst defender. It's not like, oh, well, he's old, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah, LeBron, he is the worst defender.
He's still bleeding value on that end.
I mean, I respect LeBron. Don't say bleeding. But yeah, I would say that he definitely is the worst defender there. But look, I think Tatum do you think he's a better defender than KD this year?
Now rewind.
Than KD, than Kawhi, no.
Now rewind, because your argument is flawed in the aspect that
flawed.
Here's why there's holes in your argument. Kawhi. Here's why your argument is flawed, is because you're telling me that what he's doing in the playoffs, like we haven't seen other guys have bad playoffs. Like we saw
bad
James,
playoffs,
not just bad playoffs, but also a bad playoff series. Like for example,
you said playoffs. Chill. I'm saying.
So you brought up the NBA Finals, for example. I don't think that there's anybody in the league who in 2011 going into the playoffs.
Nah, we ain't talking about 2011, bro.
Let him go ahead. Let him go.
I don't think that there's anybody who would have said in 2011 that James wasn't the best small forward in the game, considering what he had done in the last 3 games, even though they were up in that Dallas series. The last 3 games. So I can't hold James to that standard, even though he was still.
LeBron was a 2-time MVP leading up to that. So the evidence for him being the best small forward in the league was substantial.
And Jayson Tatum is a first.
No, that's not the same. That's not the same. They weren't the same player.
He's playing at that level. He's still playing at that level.
Yes, chill.
He's playing at a
right now in the playoff. Jayson Tatum is averaging 25, 10, and 6 on negative efficiency.
Right, and you bring up Kevin Durant, who's in a system who's in a system, which is tailored to his game, which is a very one-on-one, isolated system where he gets the basketball and is able to do what he does. Jayson Tatum also plays in a system which is very three-ball eccentric, where he's able to shoot the long ball, and he's actually got better players on his team, taking a step back, still similar production to what he was doing last year when he was averaging 30 and 8 and leading all small forwards.
I'm talking about this year. Are you talking about last year?
And wait, I'm getting to that. So now, last year was what I was talking about when he was averaging 30 and 8. This year, when he's still playing at a high level, averaging 27 and 8, still leading all small forwards in rebounding, still going deep into the play, still going deep into the playoffs, up the strength of him and what he's been doing. Don't get me wrong. I can appreciate you looking at it. I can't. You're looking specifically at him scoring the basketball.
I brought up everything else. I'm giving him his credit.
And what I'm bringing up and what I'm poking holes in. You're talking about the NBA Finals. That's what you're talking about. And I'm talking about more so what he did in the regular season and what led up to this. That's what we're talking about. That's why your argument is
chill. Which one of these players? I'm trying to get in recent and right now. Right. Do you think any of any LeBron, Kawhi, and Kevin Durant would be having a worse finals than what Jayson Tatum is doing right now?
That doesn't make them better.
KD doesn't drive like Jayson Tatum, and that's
number one.
Wait, hold on. Let's stay right there. Let's stay right there.
65 true shooting versus the
Wolves.
It's not about averages. It's not about averages. It's about
even contested threes.
No, but that's fine. But I don't understand what.
If KD was to get the same looks that Jayson Tatum's getting, he's making them.
All of them.
That's just what all of them. Chill. Give him every single look that Jayson. Yo, chill. If we go all the way through the playoffs,
you can't just give KD the looks. He has to generate.
No, and that's not what they're going to do.
Jayson Tatum doesn't generate every look. This fool sits on the 3-point line. Jayson Tatum pulls up to the 3-point line,
generates every look.
Parks his car right there and sits there and waits for the fool to come to him. He's got to drive.
I never said JT generates every look. I said you can't just say give KD every look JT gets when you still have JT.
That's not even what I said.
He's driving to the rim. When he's driving to the rim, you can't just be like, oh, we'll put KD at the rim. He'd finish it. Jayson Tatum.
We can take the drives off. We can take the drives off the table. I'm talking. What I'm talking about. Jayson Tatum gets a lot of spot up threes. Does he not?
Spot up threes.
We've talked. He gets a lot of spot up threes. A shit ton of them.
If I fact check it, and it says it's not true,
if we give KD those looks, he's knocking him down.
Not getting a lot of spot up threes more than he's getting.
JT gets a ton of spot up. He shot 12 threes last night.
Okay,
out of the 12, at least 6 of them were spot up threes. And even then, if we're just talking about the pump faking and taking one dribble over, KD does that too. If we're talking about a one dribble step back, KD does that too. If we're even talking about pulling up into a three, KD does that too. Mars, I'll give you to the rack. But even if we're talking about to the rack, KD does that too. I'm telling you, if we give KD these shots, LeBron these shots, Jimmy Butler these shots, Kawhi these shots, they're not shooting 35% from the field.
I mean,
they're not shooting 35% from the field. Chill, that's piss poor. That's terrible. It's trash. His grade on offense shooting, his efficiency is an F. It is an F. He's shooting 35% from the field, and we're giving this man a pass.
I'm not giving him a pass, Ron. That's not what I'm doing.
I'll give you the defense. I'll give you the offense. Paul George doesn't do that. It's a laundry list of guys that we can. Paul George does not shoot 35% from the field.
If I'm not mistaken, let's go back and let's rewind the clock. Paul George in the playoffs, I believe it was in 20. What year was that when he said, I have to be the guy to get that shot in the end? Paul George, just so you know, was shooting 5 for 21 in the meat and potatoes of games. A game. That's what was going on with him. He was shooting 20% in the meat and potatoes of games.
I don't know why we bringing up Paul George. I'm talking about this year.
It started with Paul.
No, I'm saying the conversation.
Jayson Tatum takes 3 spot up threes a game, catch and shoot threes. Everything else is off the dribble. Now, if you want me to be like, how many is it? 2 dribbles or 3? Jayson Tatum takes more pull-up threes than catch and shoot threes. I don't know why Ron tried to say he gets a bunch of spots.
KD shoots pull-up threes.
We're getting distracted on the sidebar.
KD takes 5 threes a game, and 4 of them are catch and shoots. What are we talking about?
But KD can't shoot step back.
I never said he can't. No, see, don't mess up my words.
Mars, because when I said give KD his shots, you said we can't do that because of semantics.
Jayson Tatum gets a bunch of spot
This
up
is
threes.
Chill's fault.
And I said,
No, it's
if
not,
I
because
fact check it and it's not true, what's gonna happen? Then I
So
fact check it.
is four not a lot of spot up threes?
80. He takes 9 a game, and a third of them are spot ups.
That's a lot of spot ups.
KD, what?
That's so. What's a lot of spot ups then? What's a lot of spot up threes?
This man's taking 67% of his threes off the dribble, and Ron's gonna take a lot of his threes are spot ups.
What compared to everybody else? What's a lot of spot ups? What's a lot of spot ups? You know what? You know what? Hey, no. You know what we're gonna do? We're going over the playback right after this, and we're gonna see a lot of the threes that he gets. And when I'm saying spot ups, it doesn't necessarily have to mean he catches it and shoots it. For a spot up for Jayson Tatum is he's open, he gets the ball, a defender's closing out to him.
That's not a spot up.
And Jayson Tatum, listen to what I'm saying, Chill. I'm explaining what I'm talking about. A defender's closing out to him. He might pump fake him and take a dribble over. It's still somebody generating that look for him, driving and kicking to him. That's what I mean. He gets a lot of kickouts for threes. Now, whether he catches and shoots, whether he takes a dribble and shoots, whether he gets it and the defender closes out and he takes a step back, that's on JT. I'm saying a lot of his threes are generated. If you put KD on the wing, in the corner, at the top of the paint, and have somebody drive downhill and give him those looks, KD's knocking those down. And it doesn't matter if he's catching and shooting. It doesn't matter if he's taking one dribble and pulling up. It doesn't matter if he's taking a sidestep three. What I'm saying is if KD was generated those same type of opportunities that Jayson Tatum gets on the three-point line, he's scoring at a better efficiency rate, and that cannot be argued by anybody.
Yes,
if you argue that, you're a dummy.
Somewhere between
KD's a better scorer than Jayson Tatum. So, okay, now we're not talking about spots, we're talking about assisted threes. Jayson Tatum is assisted on 48% of his threes in the regular season and 54% in the postseason this year. Kevin Durant is assisted on way more of his threes than Jayson Tatum. So, like, even with that, KD gets more of his threes generated, and KD is a better shooter than Jayson Tatum. I don't even think Chill would argue against that.
I won't argue.
Yeah, Chill wouldn't even argue against that. But if that's going to be the argument for what, like, yes, Jayson Tatum is less efficient than Kevin Durant in the regular season. In the postseason, he'd be less efficient than KD if KD was in this series. But the reason Dallas's defense has struggled so much against Boston has been their ability to drive, get to the rim, put pressure on the defense, kick out, collapse, all of those things. Jayson Tatum drives at a much better rate and much better than Kevin Durant does.
Because he's younger, Ron. That's why.
Yes,
because he's younger.
Because he's younger, yes.
That's
because
why.
Kevin Durant this year, 81% of his threes were assisted. 81%. In the playoffs, 80% of them were assisted. It's not close between who gets their threes created for them more. Not close at all. But if you want to say, yes, on assisted threes, Jayson Tatum doesn't shoot as good as KD. Cool. That's such a small part of his shot.
That wasn't the point I was making. The point I was making is if you give Kevin Durant Jayson Tatum shots, he does not shoot 35%. No matter how you break it down, I don't care if you say Kevin Durant's not a more efficient driver and he doesn't do this, that, and the third. It doesn't matter. He does not shoot 35%.
How does he get Jayson
in no lifetime? I don't care how he gets them. I'm saying if he got those shots, he does not shoot 35%.
If he got the shots that he can't generate,
Chill. This is all the secondary point. This is just an aspect of their game. I just think Kevin Durant, Kawhi, and LeBron are better overall players. It's just really that simple.
Like that just wow.
But I think shot dot and stuff.
Mars, you understand what I'm saying, bro?
I'm saying what you're saying makes no sense.
You understand what I'm saying?
You're saying no. Here's what you're saying. JT, you don't care how JT gets to the spots on the floor where he's able to take these shots. Just the moment JT's about to shoot, swap out KD and put him there. He'd make.
So look. If that's dumb and if that doesn't make sense, the main point that I'm making is JT shooting percentage is trash. So maybe he needs to generate better shots. Maybe he needs to generate better shots. Maybe he needs to do something better so he doesn't shoot 35%. Because once again, that's piss poor.
Agreed.
And we talked about all these guys, and we talked about all these guys and compared them. And we talked about all these guys, compared them. And what I'm letting you guys know is that they're just more efficient, which makes them better in these scenarios. Now I know you can factor in the playmaking, you can factor in the rebounding, you can factor in the defense, but a lot of these other guys bring that too, along with killer instinct and just better intangibles.
To Swiper's point, the guys that you brought up, because this is what we were originally talking about: KD, Kawhi Leonard, and LeBron James being better. The reason why you think that they're better is overall in the regular season, not just in the regular season, but in the playoffs, the shots that they generate, the defenders that they are, the playmakers that they are, all of that stuff in comparison to Jayson Tatum, according to the numbers, are better. According to, and I may not be able to argue with the numbers, but from what I've seen from Jayson Tatum in the regular season, I may not be able to argue the numbers, but what I've seen with Jayson Tatum in the regular season and in the postseason, as he's gotten better, I still stand on my logic that he's the best small forward.
Postseason, I mean, I'm saying regular season, you have an argument, but I'm sorry, chill. Just postseason, I just for me, I just I'm just not really moved by like what he's done overall. But again, I get it.
I mean, postseason, Kawhi didn't even play.
I know.
Yeah, so
that kind of stuff matters.
Oh yeah, JT, he's not really playing well in the postseason, but hey, healthy Kawhi.
Well, that was the whole point of the argument, and that's one player.
3 years ago, healthy Kawhi,
LeBron and Kevin Durant did play, so you can bring them up as well, personally.
Yeah, LeBron had a 5-game.
Here we go. Chill. Watch this. What are you gonna say? Chill. Go ahead. Say it, Chill. I know what you're gonna say. Say it.
He got outplayed.
Say it, Chill.
He wasn't very good against Minnesota. He was not. No, he wasn't. He was not very good.
I think he was good.
Christopher D with the super chat. He said, I said last night, if the Mavs play it close, they should win this game. I was wrong about that.
Yeah, JB put him in a body bag.
PTR JWAP said, so the number one option gets the number one option treatment and gets doubled constantly, while the other guy gets to play one-on-one and reap the benefits of him being doubled. Now he's better. What?
I don't think that's what in this series. I don't think that's what.
Okay, first of all, before you go any further, Moss, he heard that from somebody else. That's where he's getting that from. So it's not like Jason. It's not like Jaylen Brown is not getting double teamed, because yes, he is. That's going on with Jaylen Brown. It's not like he's not scoring and they're not sending a double team at him, because yes, they are. It's just that Jayson Tatum.
They're loading up to both of them.
Right. It's just that Jayson Tatum may get double teamed a little bit more, but he's still getting double teamed. That's not true.
I'm watching it. The moment JB gets, because they had Kyrie on him, so interesting. The moment JB gets an ISO, they're loading the big up to the strong side. They're leaving the weak side corner every time. Like JB seeing these same coverages. Like I don't know what to tell you.
Yes, he is.
And they're not getting hard double.
He might not have seen him as consistent as Jayson Tatum, but he's still getting double.
Like, that's what it is right there, Mark. That's what it is right there. People are mistaking help defense. They're mistaking shading over. They're mistaking digging on drives. They're mistaking that for double teams, and that's okay.
Yeah, Dallas haven't sent just flat out. Dallas have barely sent flat out doubles, and I don't think Boston have sent one. So like,
why would you double on Boston in the first place? That sounds like a mistake waiting to happen. Just get them in rotation, and then they find the ball to one of their.
And someone said Tatum's not getting double. We're not watching the game. If you consider getting doubled when you drive to the paint and the defense collapses, then I don't know what we're doing right now. Like, I'm gonna be honest, because he's not getting doubled on the outside. That's just not happening. Like,
why would you when you know what he's going to do? He's either going to drive to the rim if he got Luka, or if he has another better defender, it's going to be a nice.
The only time I remember them doubling was game 2. JT had the post up. Lively comes over to double. Drew cuts in behind and gets the layup. That's like the double, but they double JB in the post the same way. I'm talking about in the paint. That's not a double team. That's just a collapsing defense on a drive. If that's the case, then I've seen Fred VanVleet get doubled. Like, what are we talking about? That's not a double team.
Teddy Hart said the Mavs should run it back next year. Maybe add Clay in the offseason. Them not winning gives room for coaches to correct Luka's ways. If they would have won, you wouldn't be able to tell him shit.
I don't know if Luka, but it depends. Luka it's gonna have to be on Luka. But I don't know if Luka think he needs to change though. It works. He's gonna average 29, 9-9 next again, or 33, 9-9 again next year. Like, what do I need to change? He's gonna be top 4 in MVP voting again. They're gonna be a top 5 seed again, or 6. Like, what's the needs to change? Like, there's age 25 season, another all first team all NBA finish. That'd be 6 straight.
Yep.
What's the change? Something has to happen in you. You got to have like a moment. You got to become Jesus moment with yourself.
King GD said, question for everybody on the panel. Where do you see your favorite teams next year? Ox, your Kings. Mars, our Rockets. Your favorite teams.
Go ahead, Mars. Where your Rockets going?
in the playoffs. Whether we get in through the play-in or we're a top 6 seed, I don't know. But I think the aim has to be the playoffs. Now, the West is interesting.
Crazy.
I think we got to see what teams are doing, how the Warriors retool. Memphis are going to be back. The Pels, the Lakers, the Suns, the Mavs, the Clippers, the Nuggets, the Timberwolves, the Thunder. Like, the West is tough. So we might be a 12 seed. Who knows? But the aim is the playoffs. Ideally as a top 6 seed. Ideally as a top 6 seed, but I'll take
top 6
getting into ideally, but I'll take getting in the playoffs through the play-in. But anything less than that, I think, is a disappointment. Unless we deal with like major injuries.
I can guarantee the Lakers will be right down there with you in the play-in. So, what you got, Chill? Who's your favorite team? Boston. Boston.
I don't have.
That's I'm so sick of this. All right, cool. You're right, Chill.
I don't.
No favorite
team.
I
think Houston's gonna be a lot better than what they were last year, though. Houston's gonna be a lot better. I think they're a playoff team. I do.
Cook.
Big Ox, what you think, man? What's your team?
Ox a sack fan, so
we'll see what happens when Malik Monk, and I'll let you know.
Yeah, I do think we have to wait for the offseason.
Yeah, I'll let you know. But I know one thing: we'll be kicking the Lakers' ass next year. So,
like always.
Hey, that's good enough for me.
That's a prime hater. Wait, we might not win, but you definitely ain't gonna win.
No, and my thing is, I don't care if they win. Like, the Lakers are the Lakers. If they win the championship, like, I don't really care. That's just, it's the Lakers. That's what they're supposed to do. But as long as they don't beat us, they can beat y'all. Just don't beat us, bro. I told you already. We can finish the season 4-78.
And those 4 wins against the Lakers.
And I can sleep well. I can sleep well.
Swiper.
That's
what
true.
About your Nuggets?
Yeah, I mean, Chris Dunn off the bench is going to be great. Apparently, with Deshaun Holmes, it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
I think
they're come back healthy
next year.
Yeah, they're easily going to be the favorites next year.
I think they're going to be right back in the middle of it.
Yeah, everybody's going to be pissed off again. Yeah, it's just going to be right back to where it was, right to the champions. Everybody can be pissed off. Joker comes back from the Olympics.
And then Boston will beat you guys in the finals next year.
I mean, good luck. I mean, they're we play defense in Denver, so I got you, bro. I got you. Look up and look sideways, Mars. I dare you. I double dog dare you.
Shout out to your defense, man.
Teflon Gunsmoke said, "Chill. You have to go back on pick a side and fry Joel."
Joel, who? Oh, what did you think about that tweet?
I don't know.
Chill?
What tweet are we talking about?
When he said, so basically, here, I'll read it to you verbatim because you'll love this. Your MVP. He said, did the Bucks give them, meaning Boston, did the Bucks give them the championship? He tweeted that last night when they went on that 20-0.
Oh, he's talking about Joel Embiid. He's talking about Joel Embiid. Oh.
Joel Embiid
said he tweeted, did the Bucks give them the championship?
During like the third quarter of the game.
Oh, no, see, swipe it. The super chat was about, you're talking about Joel from Pick
Joel
a Side,
from
right?
Pick a Side. I can't remember.
Not Joel.
Yeah.
Hey, but swipe it. I mean, because we had that conversation up here too. As soon as that went through, I told Drew went to the Celtics. I told Ron, well, that's the end of that. That's when Ron started his hate crusade against the Celtics. You know what I mean? Because that Drew Holiday, when Giannis, the minute Giannis sold Drew, it was over. It was over. It was a wrap for everybody.
You think Giannis bad GM? Bad GM? Did he get that next year for trading away?
That's why we need to get away from this player empowerment stuff. You know what I mean?
I don't think he. Why would he sell him?
Players play, coaches coach.
He wasn't going to sign his contract.
Let the GMs GM. You know what I'm saying?
He wasn't going to sign his contract. This is why.
Swipe it.
This is the second time he did it.
These basketball players, Swiper, need to learn how to shut up and dribble.
Oh, that's crazy.
Bob Wick sent through a super chat and said, "Good afternoon. Forget all this MVP and competition talk between this just for a second. Can we just appreciate how far these two have come? And Ron, you better start reading these damn chats."
Yes, you better.
Bob, I'm trying to, Bob.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they have come a long way. I mean, everyone was saying, "Oh, you can't win," you blah blah blah, all of this, and they won. Well, they're not going to, but they came close. He said the Jays, but Ron read it as this. But you just got to live with Ron being a bad host. So he's talking about Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown. So yeah, they've come a long way. I mean, but Brad Stevens, I mean, the moves he's made in that front, like, I think this is more on him than like the indication of see Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown can win. Like, I mean, he's just built.
You got to put pieces around these guys.
He's built as close to a perfect basketball team as you can.
No. You know what's going to happen? Chicago is going to be like, you know what? What we really need is an on-ball player that's about 27 years old, about 6'4", that can give us two-way value. But we need to offload some of our young players. Derek White for Caruso, Ayo, and like Patrick Williams somehow in a deal, and just load out the entire back end of that roster, and then here they go right next year doing the exact same thing. It's going to be something dumb, something the cheapest move you've ever seen. That makes no sense.
Gandhi KV2 said, "Worst team built around a superstar?" Question.
Everything Minnesota did to KG.
Everything.
Every single thing they did to KG.
Respect. I think KG. I don't care how many games they won. I think the LeBron teams were trash. The Melo teams were bad until Chauncey got there.
Worst team built around a superstar. Oh, what you call it? That's easy for me. Philly, they wasn't trying to win when they had Barkley. They was not trying to win. They were not serious. He's running around with
like 89, 90.
He's running around with guys like Jeff Rulin and Rick Mahorn and
Respect Rick Mahorn.
Dirty work guys, sure. Rick Mahorn's a dirty work guy. They wasn't serious about winning in Philly. Hell no, they weren't. They just wanted to get to the playoffs. 100%.
Your Highness Charles said, I go with Chill a lot, but he's 100% spot on about Luka's defense. I cannot call this man the best in the world. His defense is historically bad.
It's amazing. You can win nothing and get crowned best in the world. That's crazy. I got you.
Yeah, because if you're the best, you're the best. But it's funny. I remember we said before the playoffs or after game 1 of Dallas's playoff run, I said Luka's defense is a problem. People got mad at me.
Well, isolation stats.
And it's crazy because like the lack of seeing why Luka looked better in isolation against teams like the Clippers and the Thunder when they were just shrinking the floor behind him so he could actually play up and just dare people to drive, and then they've got 14 people in the paint compared to when Boston run 5 out, he can't just play up because he's just going to get blown by every time. It's interesting seeing how like the help behind him is what made him look like a better defender. But it's the same thing Denver did with Jokic. You put help in front of him. If they can't get to the rim, his rim protection doesn't get exposed. So, I mean, it's good strategy. Boston just...
I think the thing is, like, people comparing the two, and again, I know how this works. It's only because you're white. I get it. I understand that. But they just don't give the same level of effort, like, at all. Like,
yeah, Jokic is a 10 times better defender than Luka is.
But I'm saying
this postseason wasn't very good, but
yeah, generally. But I think
I gotta move on. I got a ton of
super
chats.
We got super chats.
A regular said, I don't know how Swiper can see the shots Kyrie's making yesterday and not call him an elite tough shot maker.
When did I say he wasn't? I just said he wasn't better than certain people.
You said he wasn't on the level of those people. That's
fine. He is elite. When sometimes he's elite, sometimes.
I was thinking about you last night when I was watching that really quick round. I was thinking
when
about
I called you and you didn't answer.
No, when I was watching that, Mars, and the idea that those are all his shots.
Just
if you look at Kyrie Irving's shot diet, all of his shots, I don't see anything easy. Everything
except the first play of the game when he got the layup.
When he got the layup.
Yeah,
I think that's a recipe for disaster. It is. He's not going to be able to hold up doing that.
Music by P said, did you guys hear JJ Redick talking about ethical buckets last night?
Here we go.
Going up.
MCs, you biting my style. You're biting my style, boy. You're
Twitter,
biting my style.
He's a very Twitter conscious analyst. Like, he sees all that stuff.
I'm biting my style.
Shout out to JJ, man. Lakers head coach.
DSG Piccolo said, here again to say that I still don't know what a foul is. All around, refs been bad. Jaylen Brown Finals MVP sounds great. Luka got to be better on defense.
Yes, he does.
Agree.
I agree with all of the statements.
Wayno said, yesterday I heard certain panelists begging for Tim Hardaway Jr. to get minutes, and he proceeded to play 20 minutes and lay an egg. Season 4.
Wayno, don't say certain panelists. Like, don't talk out of the side of your mouth. Say who said it.
Who said it?
Say who said it. I'm one of the guys who said that he should be getting minutes. I'm 100% was one of those guys who said he said it. But if you're gonna get
he was worse on defense than offense.
If you're gonna get Tim Hardaway Jr. on the floor, you got to use him correctly.
No, his defense was just as bad. So
yes.
Tito El Bandito said, Luka showing us his best James Harden impersonation. Bless his heart for letting us see the closest thing to a Harden finals. Truly inspirational.
James Harden from 2018 to 2020 wasn't this bad on defense.
Never.
I
No, he
don't
was
care
not.
what you try and convince yourself of. James Harden wasn't this bad. Now 2015 and 16, you got it. But 2018 to 2020, he wasn't as bad.
Well, even the Nets Harden wasn't this bad on defense. He just was hurt.
Oh yeah, but I'm just talking about
He
like
take care of himself. I ain't trying to hear.
because once he got that reputation, he was cooked.
I'm telling you, I have never in my life seen a player of that caliber just not play D. Like just literally, I'm not moving my feet.
He's a
I'm
bum.
not recovering.
Yo, Ron, that last super chat, I just want people to acknowledge that Tim Hardaway Jr. didn't lose them the game last night. They didn't lose because he played Tim Hardaway Jr.
He's a part
They
of
lost
why
for
they
many
lost.
reasons. He was just
They were going to
He was
lose
a part
anyway,
of it.
Swiper. Shit's over.
But he was horrible though, just to be clear.
Yeah, for sure.
DSG Piccolo. DSG Piccolo said, also, as Chill would say, get Tim Hardaway Jr. off the floor. Hope those who wanted to see him play, see why he shouldn't. Bro was minus 16. And Jokic better.
Y'all say that word on PC?
What word?
No, I'm just trying to be a little better.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually in African American colloquialism. It's just part of the language now, but I definitely understand. It's used in academia all the time now. But go ahead. Go off.
1K David said the only constant source of offense is tired by the fourth. I'm not surprised.
That's how they built though. They do that's the Luka once, man. They have
Luka's never had to
designed that.
isolate like this.
They have
This is-
designed that team around him the way he has always played. That's how he wants to play basketball. So there's no cop out because you're tired. Yeah, you have to play defense in the NBA Finals and the playoffs. I don't know what to tell you.
Yes, you do. This is evident. We're seeing right now. This is evidence of it.
But I think Jokic averaged 112 touches a game, like in the playoffs last year. Like it is what it is. You have to play defense.
Yeah, it's different when you don't dribble as much as him.
Hey man, watch out. Step back threes.
Tyler T said, new daily reminder. Celtics better.
Mavs in 7.
Celtics are cold, man.
Meh.
Drew Holiday defense in the
Irregular
fourth quarter.
said momentum shifted when Kid inserted Hardy and Maxey after taking
Hey,
Luka
get
out
Maxey off the
up
floor.
12.
Get
Yeah,
Maxey.
Maxi Kleber's unplayable.
He killed
And Jaden Hardy was agreed. How many minutes did Jaden Hardy play? However many minutes he played, take him all away. He was terrible. He killed them in his.
They got a bunch of unplayable dudes on that team.
In his 3 minutes and 48 seconds. I don't care that his plus minus was 0. He was terrible.
Get him off the
So
Get
yeah.
Maxey.
My
wasn't good
man
for
can't. My man can't get 3.5 minutes.
No.
those 3.5 minutes were criminal.
No.
Would you rather see
He
Dwight
got
Powell?
his three, but he got the 3 blocked ox, got the ball back, and fumbled it out of bounds.
Oh,
Nobody
yeah.
touched
Chill,
it.
Kleber's minutes.
bro ain't even break a sweat. Chill, he ain't even break a sweat. Let my man get some run.
No,
Hey, wait,
it
when's
was-
the last time a Western Conference team went out this bad in the finals? When's the last time this happened?
Western Conference team. Well, what do you mean by this bad? Got swept?
Like just
Going
didn't
down,
even put up a-
being up 3-1 and blowing the lead is quite bad.
Oh yeah, that's obviously horrible.
So
but
2016.
didn't even just get swept or a 5 or a 4-1 in the finals.
Finals, the last time that's happened.
The
What about
04
the
the
Suns?
04
The Suns-
Lakers?
the Suns
The
got
04
beat
Lakers?
pretty good.
It was the Lakers.
The 04 Lakers?
So everybody else just put up a fight.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, the
They would've beat
08 Lakers,
Lakers.
the 08 Lakers lost in 6, but got cooked by 75 in Game 6. So I mean,
No,
Wait.
it's definitely the.
What did you
04
say?
they lost Game 6 by like 75.
To who?
I don't think
The
the
Celtics
Celtics
got
It
blown
wasn't
out.
actually 75, but it was like
They
40.
got blown out by
Oh, I was
39.
about to say. I was
was
like,
a
Yeah, it
lot.
wasn't
It was a lot.
actually
They
75.
got blown out by
but-
39. They did. They got
Yeah,
Yo,
blown
I
out.
don't think the Suns put up much of a fight against the Bucks.
Latest white.
All right, Swipe.
2021. Yeah.
I don't think they put up much of a fight.
39,
felt- Everybody, we still going over the playback, but I got a lot of super chats. So we're going to read these super chats, and then we're going to get over the playback right when we get through with these. J.A. said, all I'm going to say is there was never a debate of Scotty being a better player than Mike.
But it was when Kobe and
Says
Shaq.
who?
though. But it was a debate between Kobe and Shaq though.
Says who? Who said it wasn't no debate?
Mm-hmm. It was.
If I was around, I would have been having a debate.
It was between Kobe and Shaq. That was going on.
Give me Scotty.
LaFlame said, statistically, it is undeniable. But when you add context, do y'all consider this Celtics run on that 01 Lakers, 17 Warriors type of tier?
No. Mm-mm. Nope.
Hell no.
No. But I don't know why people are so reluctant to say this Boston team is an all-time team.
Oh, they're awesome. 100%, Mars. They're awesome.
Because every statistical measure paints them as an all-time team.
Mm-hmm.
But like everyone's eye test seems to be saying they don't give all-time vibes. So like I wonder where the disconnect is between the stats and the eye test on this.
So Mars, when that Laker team went up against the Trailblazers in round 1 in 0-1, that's the same team that they beat in 7 in a dogfight, smoked them out the playoffs. Everybody was there. Everybody was healthy. The next year, they did the same thing to that Sacramento team, who they beat in 5 games. It was in a dogfight, swept them with Webber, with Divac. And then the Spurs mopped them out of the playoffs. Everybody was there. And then turn around and beat that Philly team with the best 6 man in the game, with the best defensive player in the game, with the league MVP in the game, and the best coach in the game. It smoked them out the playoffs. So no, I don't think this is on the same level as that. No.
Bruh man said real Celtics fans don't care who's the number 1 and number 2 on the team. We just care about the chip.
That ain't true. That's not true because you dudes talk about Larry Bird until y'all blue in the face. Give me a break. Y'all wasn't talking about Kevin McHale like y'all talk about Jaylen Brown. No, you wasn't. Hell no, you was not.
King GD said Ticket was right about those random Celtics runs. They went crazy in the third. Then Dallas went on a 20-2 run. All love to y'all Rockets in 5. All love to y'all Rockets in 5 next year.
Cook up.
PTR J Watt said so. JT getting doubled.
We just did that one.
Sent another one.
Oh, okay.
So JT getting doubles, drawing the best defenders, and JB having mismatches and playing 1-on-1 just doesn't matter. Or just doesn't matter.
Boston's entire offense is mismatch hunting for JT and Jaylen Brown. So I don't understand how we're going to say JB's attacking mismatches doesn't matter because their entire offense is about mismatch hunting and 5-out spacing and all that. Okay, never mind.
Darren Foss said, question for Ticket. Are the Celtics still soft? If they are, what does that make the Mavericks?
When they blow this 3-0 lead, they soft.
Mars, enough with the blowing the 3-0 lead.
When they blow this 3-0 lead, they soft. if on Friday it's 3-1, on Monday, will game 5 be on Sunday?
Monday.
On Monday, I'll be talking about how it's going to be a comeback.
So Monday, why would they make it Sunday?
Yeah, Monday.
Because they're going back to Boston, I assume. So, yeah, man. If they win game 5, hey, man. Dallas in 7.
J.A. said, not gonna lie. Y'all gotta admit when y'all hating. I'm a proud hater. Dallas got me mad. I have to watch the Celtics win a chip.
I'm just not a hater.
Keeping it lit. Sauce Man said, now ask Swiper, what are these guys doing on bad shooting nights, chill? Since we doing hypotheticals, face it, Swiper. Tatum top 5 gang. MP13 said Ron needs to be more careful with his words. He talks himself into being wrong 90% of the time. He would do so much better if he took a few seconds to fully formulate his statement before talking.
He said, think before you speak, basically.
No, speak then think.
W.
I probably shouldn't have said that. Oh, well.
You didn't think before you spoke.
Drink more water. Said in the regular season for KD, 31 out of his 168 threes were unassisted. For Tatum, 118 out of his 229 of his threes were unassisted. That's a huge gap between the two.
That's almost 4 times.
Yeah, KD doesn't self-generate a bunch of his threes, and his efficiency for his career when he generates his own threes.
And the reason why he doesn't self-generate his threes because he doesn't move like he used to. That's why. To Mars's point, he's older now, so he doesn't get by guys like he used to. His pull-up game, he can still stop and pop, but it's not what it used to be because he's older now.
J.A. said, does the eye test not matter? Because when I see JT, he doesn't look special out there at all.
That's not true.
Is your eye test looking for what looks special?
Right.
If it is, I think you just have a flawed eye test.
For real. And what exactly are you comparing him to in terms of your eye test?
Yeah, like eye test shouldn't be what looks special or what catches your. Well, to me, it shouldn't be what catches your eye. But I mean, everyone has their own different thing, I guess.
Right.
DSG Piccolo said, also, Ox, I've heard Sasha once had a sack. Is that true? Where do you think he should go?
I don't know where he should go, but he need to get out of Sacramento. He definitely
because you guys don't use him.
That was just a waste. Like, I mean, everybody saw it was a real big bulk of time. He just wasn't playing for no reason. So
I thought he was going to help y'all. I thought he was going to help y'all too, Ox. I really did.
He did. Chill when he was playing. When he was playing, he gave good minutes. I don't understand why. I don't be like doing all the research. I don't know why he didn't play. I'm just saying.
I'm assuming it would be something defensively, but that's just
Hey, Ron, ain't this the EuroLeague MVP?
Yeah.
Like, I ain't come over here to sit on the bench.
Sasha would have helped y'all big time.
I did not come over here to sit on the bench. No, I didn't.
Because y'all lost Herder and
Trey
y'all lost
Lyles,
Malik
and Trey
We
Lyles.
lost. It went Herder, Trey, Malik. They got hurt like that. Mm-hmm. And obviously, Herder and Malik never came back. Trey ended up coming back. But Sasha definitely would help us. But at that time, though, he was. That's when he got back in the rotation, and he was actually playing good too. But I don't know. He should get out of sack. We don't deserve it. So.
Gunny Elneck said, "Stop this BS. Drew was horrible last playoffs, and the Bucks got a better player. Can't help if these bad teams give away 2 All-Stars to a contender plus picks."
Yeah, I don't think it's on the Bucks traded Drew to Portland. Portland traded him to Boston. The Bucks didn't give Drew to Boston. The Bucks gave Drew to Portland for Damian Lillard. And I think in hindsight, not in hindsight, but I still think they would do the trade again if they had a re-over and they didn't know about the injuries. I still think they would do that trade. Whether or not I agree, I don't know, but I think they would probably do that trade. Portland decided to give him to Boston for.
Well, Mars, we all knew he wasn't going to stay in Portland. Like nobody.
And I said when he went there, I was like, pick up the phone. I said that the moment he went.
But my thing is like we all knew he wasn't going to be in Portland. So the Celtics, not the Celtics, the Bucks had to know he wasn't going to stay in Portland. Did they see him going to the Celtics? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? But the point of it is, at the end of the day, they traded Drew Holiday for Damian Lillard, a top 5 perimeter player for a top 5 all-time chucker. That was a terrible trade.
They traded offense for defense. They traded defense for offense.
I said it when it happened. The moment it happened, I said that's bad. That's a bad move. Once again, I got talked about bad, and now we see Drew about to get another ring.
Hey, when the Bucks win next year,
eat it, Giannis.
Facts. What?
Eat it, Giannis.
All right. Gandhi KV2 said Malik Monk getting traded.
He's not getting traded.
Agent.
He's a free agent.
He's a free agent,
yeah. He's walking out the front door
to Detroit.
Making him
eat it, Giannis.
Gandhi KV2 said, "What does Boston do to repeat? Because the Knicks getting better and the Bucks with the almighty Doc is coming back."
They stay healthy.
That last part.
Mm-hmm.
They stay healthy.
That's it. They just stay healthy.
They got everybody under contract, right?
Yeah.
I believe they got to negotiate an extension with Derek White, but everyone else, yeah.
Mm-hmm. They extended Drew Holiday. They extended Porzingis. They extended Jaylen Brown.
JT's got like 2 years.
Jayson Tatum on the books for another 2 more years. And they extended Pritchard too. So,
yeah, re-signed Derek White.
Yep.
And they in prime position.
Yep.
It's still Bucks and 6, but Gandhi KV2 said Kirk Heinrich is better than Mars.
They've been putting out hella role players just better than me. I've seen Adam Morrison was better than me. I'm Maurice Bates.
Shout out Adam. Mink the Creator said, so JD won Finals MVP over IT in 1989. Did that make him better overall? JT better than JB, but playing great right now. Or JT better, but JB playing great right now.
Joe Dumas was better. Cooked.
Trevor Paul said, rank these if JB gets Finals MVP. Book, D. Mitch, and Jaylen Brown.
Why would the list change if he gets Finals MVP or not?
Because that elevates his status as one of the better postseason players in the game. And he was an integral part of them winning the NBA championship. As a basketball player, Mars, I know how you feel about that. That now means that as a basketball player, I played better in the postseason.
So if JT has 50 in game 4 and Jaylen Brown doesn't win Finals MVP, he's now
bingo. There we go.
That doesn't make sense.
There we
Jaylen
go.
Brown's the same guy. There's no way because Jayson Tatum has 50 now. Jaylen Brown is now lower on that list of D Book and Donovan Mitchell. It doesn't make sense.
What if Jaylen Brown scores 50 tomorrow or on Friday?
That still wouldn't elevate him to me. But yeah.
We think a little better of him though. You went out game 4, drop 50, biggest stage, closeout game.
Lists definitely change when a guy does what he does in the postseason, right? A list definitely changes when a guy does what he does in the postseason. And no, that is not my logic, Toast. No, that is not my logic. That's what people think, though, from a basketball sense. So that is not my logic. People who think basketball players are better. That's not my logic. So that's not true. Also,
too, we got to factor in these guys' play is like stocks, for instance.
Right.
Like when you perform better, your stock rises. Like we're currently watching a live basketball stock market.
So what happened last year with Jamal Murray?
This is the end of their career. Like we're not looking back hindsight. We're watching if Anthony Edwards goes on a Kobe run where he scores Kobe scored 50, or he scored 40, like it was a bunch of games in a row where he had them 40-point runs. He had a few 50 games, a 60 ball too. If Anthony Edwards if Anthony Edwards was to do that next year, we have to. Like we absolutely have to talk about him different. So that's what I'm saying. It's a stock market in terms of how these players play. JB doing what he did in these playoffs has elevated his stock. We think higher of him. He went and got that Eastern Conference Finals. Now he came and got the Finals MVP, or is on pace to do it. We feel a little different about him, but also we seen him perform. He didn't just get it. It wasn't just given to him. He came out and performed.
It's just reactionary, I guess. But
you guys want to rank these guys though?
If JB wins the Finals MVP, I still think Devin Booker's the best 2 guard in the game.
Donovan Mitchell,
right. No, he said it right, Mars.
I still think that Donovan Mitchell is the best 2 guard in the game. So, ain't that what I said?
You said Devin Booker. You had.
I'm sorry.
You had a little Freudian slip. That's what you.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I still think Donovan Mitchell's the best 2 guard in the game.
Don't worry.
Even with the Finals MVP, JB still number 2. You go D Book, JB, D Mitch, and
All right. DSG Piccolo said, I honestly wanted us to wait until the trade deadline to trade Drew to help mentor the young guys' defense. But I get not holding a guy hostage. F Miami.
I don't think Drew Holiday could save Anthony Simons' defense. I don't think he could.
LaFlame said, L host, is Tatum finally in your top 10 yet? 35%.
Nice.
1K David said, all the buying in, not helping him hit shots.
They get like 3 shots a quarter. Like, hard to get rid of them.
Polar Bear said the Mavs have not scored 100 in the finals. That's cool.
They nearly did, but PJ missed the free throw. I was in the Telegram chat like, oh, this is the first time Dallas are going to hit 100. He missed the free throw. I was like, never mind. But they were close. So
bless you.
Oh, okay.
Trevor Smith said, better defender, Luka or Harden?
Harden.
Bagger.
LaFlame said, get Tim Hardaway Jr. off the floor. Or don't. Number 18 on the way. Pimp named Slickback said, who was voting yes to that poll? Take your man.
What was the poll, Ron? I did hear that earlier.
Oh, does J Kidd need to be harder on Luka? Yeah. L poll.
Pimp named Slickback said, I mean, the media is owned by white people, so
what? What does that have to do with anything?
Pimp named Slickback also said Jewish people are white.
So what am I missing? I'm missing something here.
I don't know.
We coming, Claire. We're coming. We're coming.
1K David said Mavs 9 for 25. Celtics 17 for 46 from 3. Good luck winning that.
46 threes. Oh, damn.
Super Me Up said Prime Cat or K Love.
Prime K Love.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, well,
I'll take Kevin Love over Prime Cat.
Styles Blackman said from quote unquote can't dribble with his left hand to Finals MVP.
It's amazing how things change. In the words of Jay-Z, everything was all good just a week ago, wasn't it?
I ain't expected. Hey, this level of improvement is insane.
J.A. said this is where the cope begins.
Dallas in 7.
Wayno said Kyrie ain't been shit without Bron. No way.
He about to make history.
Alonzo Harris said Kyrie's the most skilled ever. No excuses, Ron.
That's still gonna get Dallas a 7-game series and a series win.
Zulu said, how does this make the Pacers look?
How does it make the Pacers look? They got smoked, and they're about to smoke Dallas too. So, in fact, how does this make the Celtics look? Because y'all dudes be talking about the Eastern Conference.
That cakewalk, man. I don't know what to tell you. Cakewalk.
Right. This is and then they smoked the Mavs. So,
chill. We'll see y'all in the conference finals next year.
It should have been OKC.
That brother said, can I get a current top 5 players from you guys?
Current top 5 players?
Yeah.
Current? Okay, I'll tell you. The starting lineup for the Celtics.
I concur.
Jose Primo said, win PC weekend.
2028.
Talk to this dude right here. Talk to him. Don't talk to us.
2028.
TBA, but we got something more spectacular and exciting coming this summer than PC weekend. Can't wait to show you guys. Can't wait to tell you guys too. J.A. said, Ticket is on a generational run today of cope.
I think he means Cap.
That's the second time he said cope. I think he's saying Ticket trying to cope with the Celtics kicking the Mavericks' ass. But he might have been Cap too.
Ticket don't got no coping mechanisms. He just crash out.
It's cool though, but Ticket gonna be right. Ticket gonna be right when it's Dallas in 7, so it doesn't matter. Ticket gonna be right.
Breathe, brother, breathe.
Zulu said they learned from not choking in the last series.
Hey, when they choked this 3-0 lead.
J.A. said, Swiper, I owe you an apology about Luka and LeBron. Jose Primo said, why JB couldn't do this last year when JT went down?
He wasn't as good last year. And they didn't have as good spacing. But he wasn't as good last year.
Last but certainly not least, Liban Ahmed said, Ox, Drew had too much offensive responsibility in Milwaukee. It wouldn't have worked with the roster around Dame. Wouldn't have worked with the roster. Around Dame is the problem. It was a good trade, in my opinion.
Eat it, Giannis.
We got to playback now, Ron?
Yeah, we running over the playback right now. Y'all like the video on the way out. Jump into playback, and it's actually a head start because Open Gym's gonna be on playback after that. So we'll see y'all
right now. We heading over there right now.
Eat it, Giannis.